This is the Seth and Colby Show.
Hey everybody, what's up? We're here. Sorry to the live audience, we're a little late. I went through it. I don't want to discuss it. I might be dying.
It's quite possible that he will die on this show.
It's possible. In fact, I would dare say it's likely.
I don't like that.
Could happen.
Don't.
Could happen.
And not just for you being alive, but for the fact that you would leave me alone on this show.
I would.
And then I couldn't do it.
You could do it.
I would unplug the camera.
What if Mari came and rescued you? She could rescue you. She's a professional. She does this for a living.
She could do that, but with your dead body sitting there, I don't know how it would go.
Well, she could sit there, and then you guys could build like some type of cardboard wall.
Or just like Bernie you, Weekend at Bernie's you.
What if you rolled me into the cat box and the cats just ate me? Anna would greatly enjoy me.
I mean, it would take a while.
Would it? How long do you think it would take Anna to eat my body? A month? You think a month or more or less?
I would think more. Well, I don't know.
Like she's here for like 8 hours a day by herself.
2 months.
2 months, you think, to eat my body?
Yeah.
I think you underestimate her.
No, well, see, here's the thing. I never see Anna eat. I don't. I see Fat Man eat all the time.
We know she does.
That bitch come up to me and is like, meow! And that meow means, give me fucking food,
Wait,
asshole.
the food's not down here automatic? You feed them?
Yeah, I come down here every night, and I've been doing one. They used to get 2 bowls a day.
Okay.
Now they're getting 1 bowl a day.
That's probably for the best.
Fat Man's really upset about it.
Well.
But anytime,
Yeah.
Anna never comes up to me being like, hey, where's my fucking food?
Is Anna depressed?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You think she's just...
Yeah, I don't think she likes Kira a whole lot, so she's just living in a constant, like, imagine someone trying to kill you,
Yeah.
and you just have to live with them.
Yeah, and now you also have half the food you used to have.
Yep. You got to shit in a robot.
Yeah. That part might be pretty cool.
Would you prefer to
Shit in a robot?
shit in a robot?
Does the robot know what I'm doing to it?
In earnest, is a toilet not like a pretty primitive robot?
I mean, you do have to turn around and push the handle. But everything else is automatic.
Right. Like, it's pneumatics.
Do they have to do anything to make their robot
dynamics?
do anything? Like, do they have
Do they?
to? Yeah.
No, it is automatic. It senses them leave. It's got a weight sensor in it. And then after 5 minutes,
Wow.
then it rotates to clean it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so if you take longer than 5 minutes in there, what happens?
No, if it senses that there's weight in it will stop.
5 minutes of weightlessness.
Correct.
Then it cleans. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
But
That's
how
crazy.
it factors in the weight of a cat versus the weight of the turd that they left, that's a good question.
Anna could lay some 5-pound turds, I bet.
I'm sure she could.
She could, guaranteed. But hey, everybody, what's up? We're here. It's episode 22. It's May 8th, 2025. It's the Seth and Colby Show. Welcome to everybody in here. Taylor, Manich, Dragon.
Manich.
How y'all doing? It's great to see you.
Manich these nuts,
a bidet
son.
is not a robot, but at least my bidet is knob. You got to turn the knob.
it ain't no robot.
And then you got to
It's not.
and then you got to flush the toilet.
It's not even electronic. It's also just.
It's just
pressure
water pressure.
sensitive.
Yeah, it's just water pressure. Yeah, 100%.
So no robot. No
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah.
The Japanese ones, maybe.
The
'cause I think
Totos-
those are hooked up to
The
electricity.
Totos are
Yeah.
are robots
With
for
the
sure.
buttons and the happy faces.
For sure, you know. I had a bidet with a heated seat. You know, there's a gas station on the highway, the I-70, the big highway, that has heated seats and bidets in their gas station.
That's fucking incredible.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I want to go to that.
Like, how can that place exist? But then, like, you go to any 7-Eleven and it looks like Iraq in there. Like, what's the difference?
The crazier part is that 7-Elevens are like prime convenience stores in other countries.
Right.
But here it is like.
Well, like, do you think that people
third
don't
world country.
absolutely obliterate the gas station with the bidets because it's nice, they respect it?
But I'm sure that they have like 5 people on staff to go in there right after. They are the robot.
You think so?
They
you think
have
the
a weight
slages?
sensor, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "Oh, that guy got up. Let's go clean the toilet."
It says they're talking about our title being wrong. I want you to refresh.
What's our title?
I'm refreshing to make sure that it's stuck. Let me see. F1 Mayhem, 100 men versus 1 gorilla, Andor's Peak, and a new pope, episode 22. That is what it says.
That's right.
I don't know, maybe Twitch is stroking out. Just, I don't know. Just refresh. But it is correct. Probably. But, anyway, the live notification? I don't know. Twitch might just be high. Don't worry about it.
Twitch is dumb.
All right, we need to get to our beer. But before that, I need to read an ad. And this week, I asked a special guest to write an ad for us. I'm going to read it.
Right.
This is from Julie, your mother. Mm-hmm. She emailed this to me.
I'm sure.
And I'm like, can you write me up an ad? It's Mother's Day. I want to honor you. And so she's like, yeah, I got you. And so she wrote this to me, your mother.
I really highly doubt this right now.
I'm going to read it. This is from her. You got bad power in here, man?
I mean, probably.
Go ahead and just unplug that.
Why is it making noise?
Because the charger is going in and out, and the iPad's like, oh, we're being charged.
Maybe it's because you leave it on the charger for a week at a time.
Oh, wait,
You're not supposed to do that.
Why not?
With batteries.
Oh, hi, sweetheart.
I absolutely.
You interrupted your mother, really?
100%. Do not believe she wrote this.
She wrote it.
No
This
shot
is from her. I wouldn't lie, especially
hell.
about your mother.
Not a single shot in hell.
Oh, hi, sweetheart. It's your mother, Julie. Did she call you sweetheart?
Nope.
What'd she call you?
Not that.
I bet it's that.
It's not that.
I mean, she wrote it, so she does. So, you know. I'm just sitting here thinking about you like I do every day when I realize something. Mother's Day is this Sunday, May 11th. But of course, you're busy. You've got your little podcast, your jokes, your antics. I wouldn't want to interrupt your important work. But I just thought maybe this year that you'd remember. Maybe you'd go to sethandcolby.com/Amazon and get me something nice. Doesn't have to be much. A candle, a cardigan, a blanket that says I love you, Mom, so you don't have to say it out loud. I don't need anything fancy. Just something to say, thanks for giving me life and raising me while I screamed in the basement for 25 years.
I moved out at 23.
And she rounded up, you know. But if you're hearing this after Sunday, I think this is to the audience, it's okay. We're used to being forgotten. I think that's all mothers.
Mothers in general, that's fair.
But now, you know, you were always so busy, even as a kid, so full of energy, so full of yourself. Some people don't believe in honoring the woman that literally birthed them. That's okay. We'll just sit here like we always do, scrolling through Facebook, liking other people's Mother's Day posts, watching as strangers get Amazon stuff while I get silence.
My mother doesn't have a Facebook.
Really?
No.
She says she does. Maybe you don't know her as well as you thought,
Facebook.
you know? Still, if you, Colby, do remember, maybe you could get me a little something. Maybe a wine glass that says, because I raised a podcaster on it. Or just something.
Needs that.
Don't forget to use sethandcolby.com/Amazon, okay? At least Seth will get something out of your shame. It's nice that she thought of me.
It's weird because I feel no shame.
Anyway, I love you. I always will. Even if I have to send myself a Mother's Day gift using sethandcolby.com/Amazon, which is fine. Love you, honey.
I wanted to write an ad that went a little something like this. SethandColby.com/Amazon. SethandColby.com/Amazon. And then just like that for 5 minutes.
How could you have wrote that?
I would have just like
written it.
It just slapped.
What you should do is you should write that ad for me, and where you make the noise, describe the noise, and then I would try my best to emulate that noise.
Like, as in, write the letters that should make the sound that comes out of your mouth?
That, or like trash compactor making love to bareback gorilla.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and then I would try to emulate that noise. You know, you could just come up with some things, and then I would try to emulate that.
That's not a bad idea.
But anyway, guys, SethandColby.com/Amazon. It helps support the show. Do it or I'll kill you.
It's free for you and helps us a lot.
That's true. You know, Platido was very nice, and he Snapchatted me after the show, and he's like, I want to make sure that I'm helping you. You know, and I want to make sure I use it. And I'm like, it's literally so easy that you don't know it's working, and I don't know it worked until it goes through, but it does work.
Yeah, it does work.
It's like literally you go to the thing, and then you're just in Amazon.
I have a shortcut on my phone home screen. I just click it instead of Amazon.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You know, my mom is buying some security cameras for my grandpa's house because I don't know if he's going to live there anymore, and so they're just security cameraing it up.
Sure.
All right? So don't try to rob my grandpa, all right? We'll see you.
I'm going to rob your grandpa.
I'll see you. And then I'll be like...
Not if I get a fucking one of them bright light face shields.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works. And
wait,
and
you telling me I could rob any house I want if
Amazon.
I could rob any house I want if I just wear a bright light on my head?
If it's at night, yeah, because it's night vision, which that will block out the sensor because it's not supposed to see light.
Right.
Or it will turn on the light on the camera, which is bad enough to where the light would still be a lens flare to where it will not see your face.
So you're telling me we have all this advanced technology, all these wireless sensors and push notifications,
Correct.
and we defeat it with light bulb?
With a headlamp. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, anyway, I sent her a bunch of security cameras on Amazon with this link. So I don't think it gets more shameless than that, right? Because she doesn't know what's happening.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
She just clicks it, she buys it, I get a cut.
That's actually brilliant.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's do today's beer. Today I've picked out the beer. Colby sent me a picture a couple days ago of a cake that our past significant others made for us to celebrate our 100th episode 7 years ago. And it just reminded me of some things. And so tonight, in their honor, I have purchased Hoegaarden.
It's Garden of Hose.
It's a garden of hose. Colby and I have been there before. We have tilled the garden of hose.
Hoe your garden.
And tonight we drink. I was going to do the math and figure out how many episodes we have done now.
Assuming it's not Twist.
But, do we need an opener? I didn't even think about that. It's been so long since we've had bottles.
Yeah.
Also, I wish Don't Mind Me, I'm Scared was here because he's from Germany, and I feel like he would enjoy this Belgian beer. It's naturally cloudy.
The original Belgian wheat beer, anno 1445.
Is that really what it's 1445?
If they only knew what would happen.
Are you for real?
A mere 50 years, 500 years after this date.
1945?
There you go.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, Hoegaarden. I can't open this. There we go.
Yeah, you gotta hold it and then rotate your wrist.
It really hurts your hand.
Not if you do it right.
Okay. Well, this says it's naturally cloudy, and it is cloudy. It is 4.9% alcohol by volume, and the most crazy thing about this bottle is that it's only 11.2 fluid ounces, which means we're getting robbed.
That is robbery. Beer blanche.
That is not bad. Oh, we're supposed to chill it, pour 2/3, swirl it, and then top off and enjoy. So we're not drinking this in the traditional Belgian way.
Swirl it like this, though.
Almost 600 years ago, in the Belgian village of Hoegaarden, a band of monks experimented by adding oddball botanicals from halfway around the world to their traditional wheat beer. So what that means is that there's a bunch of Jesus-loving bald-ass monks in the hills of Belgium, and they're bored out of their skull, and some guy from Lithuania sent them some flower petals, and they're like, hey, Joe, you know what'd be funny? Let's throw this in our beer. And then they're like, now we can sell it. That's what just happened.
Has beer been around since 1445?
600 years ago, so it must have been. Odd recipe.
Are we sure they didn't just migrate from mead?
I don't know what the difference is between mead and beer.
Yeah, what's beer called in German?
I'm going to be honest, I thought beer was mead.
Is it beer?
I don't know. Is it B-E-I-R?
Bier.
Is that beer in German?
Bier.
Mead is generally made with honey. So mead is just honey beer.
That sounds pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
Mead's been making a comeback. I've had mead
Mead's
recently.
big at Ren festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but before that, I've made jokes about mead and oh yeah, let's drink our mead because we're back in olden times.
Yeah.
But no, there's actual mead now.
Yeah, you can get mead.
I can get it from the liquor store.
Well, it works.
It's very birthday.
I tell you that.
There's some bubbles up in there.
Oh my God. It's like what happened with Nitro Pepsi. So many people drank it wrong and thought it was ass. Okay, well, first of all, it's Pepsi. So it is ass. And second of all, what?
I almost got a Diet Pepsi the other day.
You shouldn't. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you saved yourself.
That's my dad's drink of choice.
That does not surprise me at all.
They should really switch over to ordering it from sethandcolby.com/Amazon, and then it would just show up to their door. They don't got to go to the store anymore.
That's true. I bet you can get Nitro Pepsi on sethandcolby.com/Amazon.
I'm sure you could.
I bet you can, So y'all need to figure out the number of episodes and then have Mari make you a cake for that milestone. Mari's cake would 100% be better than that other cake.
1,000%.
For
That cake
sure.
was a minimum effort.
If we tallied up all the hoes in our life, Would we fill a 24-pack or a 36-pack of Hoegaarden, do you think? Would our Hoegaarden be 24 or 36 packs? I think we'd probably be in the
I'm sitting at like, I feel like us combined.
Yeah, and we got to count all
maybe a 12-pack.
No, I think we got to count all the hoes. Like hoes and hoes that you were with for a while.
Hoes adjacent?
Yeah, hoes and hoes adjacent. You know, if we're going to put them all in our garden, our Hoegaarden.
Oh, well then like 140.
Oh, yeah, 1,000 maybe.
Yeah,
1,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's easy for me to figure this out. I'm going to spend 30 seconds trying to find out what our 100th episode is, okay? You count down. Doesn't have to be exactly 30. Just whenever you get tired, okay? Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Shit.
6.
Already misclicked.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh my God, the 100th episode was our power hour.
Oh, right.
But
that was a fun episode.
But that's not the 100th episode.
No.
Because we're not done. We made us a cake for our 100th total episode. Because like with this season, we restart the count.
Yeah.
So it would have been May 6th. That's what it would have been.
Well, how do you know?
Because we got our time hop 7 years ago on the 6th.
That would track.
Let's see here. Did they not do that on the air?
No, that was definitely on the air.
They would have had to do it on the air, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. You're yelling at me about flipping tires. I don't mention the cake.
Could you just do a fine search for the word cake?
I could do that. I feel like we had 0 results for cake. That's incredible. It's got to be this episode, though, because it's May 6th. Wait, what's 7 years ago? 2018? Yeah. Yeah, that's 7 years.
I can't do math.
That's 7 years. So, yeah, this is it. Episode 82. Episode 82. So if we do... Here we go. I'm going to do math. Stand back.
Let's do math,
So
man.
222 minus 82 plus
much
100 plus... What's this episode? 22? 22? This is episode number 262 in our life. So we missed 250 by 12 episodes.
1 year ago,
Yes.
I made a table.
Okay. Is it still intact?
Yeah, it's my dining table.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man.
Let's see.
Are you talking about Nitro Pepsi, Dragon? It uses the same stuff that Guinness does? Really? Okay.
I'm trying to see if we have a memory together. I don't think we have a memory together on this day.
Episode 3, yeah,
Not that I
38
have.
episodes from now, we will be episode 300.
38 from now?
38 from now. So, we're on episode 22 plus 38. So on episode 60 of season 10, that will be our 300th total episode.
Fucking Christ.
I don't feel like we should celebrate 300.
We shouldn't celebrate anything.
No. In fact, people should probably try to ban this show from existing. We could just sit down here and talk to each other.
It's like we're fucking Lassie and need to be put down. You know what I
Old
mean?
Yeller?
Old Yeller, yeah.
Lassie probably
Someone just needs to take us out.
Just kill
We've
us.
become rabid. Just put us down.
We're not even rabid. It's more like we got dementia. Like we're still a good dog, but occasionally we annoy you, you know?
Our legs hurt.
Yeah, they
Back's
look at
bent.
us, they feel pity. They
Oh,
know
yeah.
that we'd be better off in doggy heaven, or in our case, human hell, you know? Hey, when we finish this, you should get 2 glasses. We should do it correctly and
not
see if
gonna
there's
do
a
it
notable difference.
What does it say? Chill. 1, it's not chilled.
It's
2,
chilled.
pour 2/3, swirl, top off, and enjoy.
Dragon is literally saying that if you pour it in a glass, it will activate the flavor. That's how Nitro Pepsi works, and that's how this is implied to work as well.
I call bullshit.
Look, the only way to know
I'm
is to test.
tasting a lot of flavor right now.
I also cannot express to you how little it actually matters if we test it correctly, but it is something to fill
I'll
time.
go get glasses.
You know,
We
we
can
could
try
just
it.
kill 10 minutes with it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it's a great way to insult our audience and waste their time by saying it doesn't taste any different, which I fully believe it will taste not different at all.
Holy shit.
What?
Our 300th episode will be next year.
Yeah, January
at this
29th,
rate.
2026, if we
So
don't
that
skip any
means
weeks.
we don't skip any weeks in between now and January.
I mean, that's going to... We're definitely going to miss
Hilarious.
weeks. We're definitely going to miss weeks. We're going to miss the week where you're at Big D's wedding.
Yeah.
We'll miss that one. We'll miss...
Technically not.
Really?
No. I'm driving up Friday,
Okay.
so we can do the show Thursday.
All right. Well, I'm going to miss one probably for F1 race later on this year, so I'll miss that one.
I don't know what that means. How are they on Thursdays?
Because the Grand Prix, because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I'll leave Thursday for it.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to it.
Yeah, going to it. Austin.
makes more
yeah,
sense.
Austin,
All right.
Texas. You know what? Let's just talk about this. Okay? So you came over and you watched the Miami Grand Prix this weekend.
Yeah, I forgot I did that.
You and Mari came over. It was just 4 short days ago. What were your thoughts? Walk me through it.
My head hurt.
Well, you said on this show that one of the main reasons you wanted to go was to see me
Yes.
react to it.
I described it to Mari as watching a gorilla in the zoo. That's what I went there for, was to
Okay.
see you.
Oh, that's before you saw me.
In your
My
natural
behavior there wasn't
habitat.
Godzilla at a zoo. That's just how you were going to see the gorilla at the zoo.
Correct.
Not that I acted like one while I did fling my poop at the drivers I didn't like.
You did?
Yeah, I was
oh,
like-
man. I didn't see that. Shit. It hurt my eyes, man.
You did say that.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
I think I
happened.
have a mild, I don't know what you would call that.
Stigmatism?
Epilepsy?
I don't know.
Like, I'm not having seizures over here, but, like, sometimes when I see too much flashing or change in image, you know? Like, that's why I don't go to the fucking IMAX anymore, is because it's too big.
Dude, what is wrong
It
with
envelops my vision and it weirds me out.
you? What? Are you getting old?
Yeah, no. No, I'm getting younger.
We're the same age. It's just,
I beg you to stop using the Constitution the way that you're using it.
I'm older than you.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know
You
if it
have
should.
also drank far more alcohol than I have.
What does that mean?
Like over our
Oh, you
entire
mean I should
courses
be
of
worse?
life, yeah.
That's what I mean. Why am I not aging like everyone else?
There are plenty of my friends' parents that go fucking ham when I'm around them and they're drinking.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how?
The problem isn't that you're just like you don't drink a lot. The problem is you have a
No.
lot of these ailments. Like,
Yeah.
Like you can't fly because you're anxious. You can't drink a lot because it
I'm a
hurts you.
sheltered little boy.
You can't stare at an IMAX screen. It's too scary.
I'm a beautiful little
It's
butterfly.
like, and none of these things happened 15 years ago.
No.
What broke you, man?
Life's getting worse.
Well, yes, that's true. I think for everybody, life's getting worse overall.
Yeah,
Right?
I saw a TikTok by some guy saying that this summer feels different than the last 4 since COVID. So I'm betting on that.
What's that mean? Like in a good
Like
way
it feels
or bad
better,
way?
yeah. We're
Okay.
post-COVID,
Okay.
kind of like.
I mean, I do think we're back to
Mindset.
normal.
Yeah, but we've been back to normal for like 2 years.
I don't know, man. I still feel like there's a lot of places that are like, you still see people wearing masks occasionally. You
Well,
still,
that's good.
No.
Keep your sickness in your face.
No.
Don't spread it out around us.
that's not normal, dude.
No,
back to
that's
normal, but
perfectly
eggs
fine.
cost $15.
What's less normal is people like forcing people to not wear masks. Like places mandate you can't have a face mask in here.
Did you see we
It's
had
like,
a measles outbreak?
yeah,
in
we're
Kansas?
dead.
Like,
We're all dead. It's just a matter of time.
I actually forgot to put this on the prep, but because I was going to ask you because I figured you'd know. Are we vaccinated for measles?
I am.
Okay, so that's one they give you when you're a baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're fine.
We're probably fine.
Okay,
yes.
I just want to make sure because I know that there's some that they stopped vaccinating because it was dead, and so no one has it.
Yeah, no, I asked my mother like not too long ago, did I get the measles vaccine? And she was like, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. Whew. Thank God.
But I feel like it's one, like, you're telling me we got to replace our phones every other year, basically, because they just stop working, right?
I mean,
Like-
on purpose though.
You're telling me there's just a permanent, you can't get it now.
Oh, you're telling
vaccine.
me the measles? Well, yeah, because it builds up antibodies, and so your body just knows how to kill it. Like you'll get measles, but your body will
You're
kill it,
telling
right?
me that that's like a fucking cyberpunk upgrade? Is that
Yeah,
we got the vaccine?
that's what vaccines
and
are.
our cells were just like, all right, now
I
we know how to
believe
fight it.
that is the
We
case.
uploaded the fucking jujitsu into Keanu's brain in the Matrix. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, I think that's what's happening with vaccines.
That's crazy. We should
It-
do
honestly,
that with more stuff.
If we advertise it that way, more people might do it.
Yeah, man.
Can I tell you a
Get
story?
your upgrade.
Can I tell you a story that might get me canceled, but it truly comes from a place of
I
innocence?
fucking love it. Let's do it.
This is not the only reason I don't like masks, but it is a major reason I don't like masks.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the theater here, which I go to often, there is a person who does the concessions and does the food and stuff, and they're always wearing a mask. Okay? And I have always thought that this person was a woman.
Oh, yeah.
And then years go by, and I'm talking to her like she's a woman. She looks like a woman. She talks like a woman. And then she takes her mask off a year or so ago because we're getting back to normal, and she is most definitely a man.
Oh, man.
And, like, that doesn't matter to me. Okay.
No, yeah, either way.
To be clear, I go always.
The thing I'm laughing
but it's
at
like
is the fact that you just didn't know.
I didn't have any idea because, like, they're Asian, and so, like, their face, like, you only saw this much of their face.
I feel like I remember the guy that you're talking about from
Yeah.
the one time I've been to the Warren 21 with you.
Yeah, they're the one person there wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could tell that was a dude immediately.
I might just have problems.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're just into Asians. That's fair.
I am into Asians. That is true. That is very true.
Talk more about your Asians when I go get some cups.
Okay, man. All right. So Asians come from the continent of Asia.
Where?
Hey, you're getting cups.
Where?
I also have more facts about Asians that I'm trying to think of. They are usually short, except for Yao Ming and some other Asians that aren't short. They also cook great food. Love Asian food. Hi, Kira.
Come on.
Hi. Asia. Kira might be Asian. Is Kira Asian?
Kira, what? Asian?
Yeah.
Now, better question.
How's their driving? They
Was
drive
that
great. Like everyone else. There's no different about their driving. Unless they're women. But that's because they're women, not because they're Asian.
I want you to watch the newest episode of that fucking The Studio Show because it's just so funny.
Okay, so we're supposed to pour this.
2/3.
2/3, and then we swirl it.
Swirl. 2/3 and swirl. Let's do it.
You're pouring all foam there, Big Daddy.
What the fuck?
It's all foam.
Bro, I poured like I normally do. It's the beer. Let's
You gotta
see you
gotta pour the Ho Garden way.
Let's see.
See, basically, like what angle is this? 85 degrees. Okay. Lip of the beer on it.
Sure.
Pour. Then you slowly tilt as it fills.
Oh, you son of a
That feels
bitch.
like 2/3.
I was doing
Swirl
this.
it.
I was doing this.
Pour the rest.
I'm not doing this.
Oh shit.
I got a little bit. How are we supposed to twirl this?
I can't. No, you twirl it in the bottle.
Oh, in the bottle.
Yeah, you put. Do the 2/3 in the
Oh,
bottle.
that makes way more sense.
I don't know if this is going down, and I'm scared to move.
It's definitely going down. I can see it go down.
Here we go. Here we go. I know how to pour my beer almost as good as I know how to drink it.
Oh God, fucking foam.
Yeah, you got a lot of foam in yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went to Disney World, I drank a German beer, and the lady took the glass. It was standing straight up like this, flipped the beer, like straight upside down, and then did this with her wrist, and it came out like a tornado in a perfect pour. And I'm like, that's why that lady works at Disney World. I'm sure I pull up a video of it. I don't know how to search for it.
Do you think that she like made the fucking? So you're telling me bottle open, right? Cap off.
She took it off in front of me.
She just went fully
Yeah.
straight up and down.
Upside down tornado pour beer.
This is stupid.
Beer vortex trick? Is this it? Hold on.
A little more. Damn.
Okay, so this guy's doing it directly
that.
into his mouth.
Yeah, that's not it.
This is just a TikTok. I'm so sad right now, dude. I just wanted to watch a real one. How to vortex pour into a glass.
That tastes the exact same as it did in the bottle.
Who could have?
Say you want to fill this glass with vodka. What's the fastest way to do so? You might think the fastest way is to just hold it upside down, but you'd be wrong. Our
This
biggest
isn't it
enemy
either.
in getting
No, but
out
I
of
like
the
this
bottle
lady's
is the
accent, so I'm
pressure
gonna
drop in
allow
the
it.
bottle. Gravity is pulling down the vodka, but now there is less vodka in the bottle, so the pressure in the bottle drops until
That's
the
why you
force
shotgun
becomes
it.
stronger than the gravity and allows for an air bubble to come into
Bro,
the
that
bottle
one dude
and
who
reduce
just
the
chugged a
negative
full
pressure.
fucking
So we have a
Oh yeah, the
bottle of-
absolute bottle.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that guy was amazing.
That man's an alcoholic.
This is 8 minutes
What's going
long.
on, Brew Crew? I'm your
I
Brew
just
Crew!
want to show you him doing it.
I'm gonna show you.
I want to be part of the
What's
brew
that?
crew, man.
Here we go.
So I'm gonna dump it and I'm gonna spin it really, really quick,
Just like that. That's what she did.
just like that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Just like that.
Replay in slow motion.
Can you do it into a glass though?
Yeah, why is it a bowl?
Why is he just drinking it? Don't do it into your mouth. If you do that in a bar, dude, you're a moron.
Now,
I mean, literally, you're so stupid. My son would say you have aura debt. That's what that is.
Aura debt?
Yes, and I would agree with him. Okay? Absolute horrible, dude.
God, it's all these Gen Zers sucking the life out of me.
I think that's actually alpha, but yeah, you're just old, man. Just accept
No,
it.
they're sucking it. They keep coming up with dumb shit,
What are Gen
and
Zers
it's
doing
just
to you?
sucking out of me.
I
They're
know.
taking my life force, dude.
I think that a lot of the foam was because of a bowl. I think the lady at Disney was no foam. Okay, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, bullshit.
Okay.
I would attempt it, but I don't want to waste a beer.
I'll attempt it on the next one. I think I know how, man.
All right.
I've seen it done in
You've
person.
seen it done once.
I've seen it done once.
And you
now
can replicate
twice.
it perfectly.
Let me pull up that TikTok since you brought it up. It's rude to say things that our audience doesn't understand. You think you'd know that if you were a better broadcaster, but you're ass, so.
It doesn't matter.
It
This was
matters.
for you, not for them.
We're the only reason we're here, man. Let me see here. I sent it to you, right?
They're a good, 70% of the reason we're here. Other 30s just for me to bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, but you need that. It's a good event.
I do need that.
I did send that to you, right?
Yeah.
God, do we send a lot of TikToks to each
Yeah,
other?
we
or-
fuck each other. What's up, man?
Yeah, we do. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
On today's episode of Things You Probably Shouldn't Chug, we've got Absolute Cocktails Espresso Martini. There's 10 cocktails.
I'm just going to skip here. So this trick right here I love. I will be bringing this with me to parties when I bring a bottle.
Which is what?
a straw. It's a snorkel for chugging.
It smells like coffee.
It's the equivalent of shotgunning the beer. You know, you pop the hole so you can chug faster.
This is gonna be
The straw's
The
brilliant,
straw is not nearly long enough for this, so...
but that is brilliant. Okay, here we go.
So is that to avoid that, the
Yeah,
upside
the gloop,
down?
gloop, gloop,
Okay.
yeah.
Just houses that thing.
Oh, man. Yeah. Look at him contemplate his life here.
He's like, how big of a mistake was this? Not terrible. Not great. But not terrible.
Look at him. He's going through it.
I'm okay. That was
That was
good.
actually pretty good.
Yeah, see, yeah, he came back.
That's
It's a
how you
full
know.
circle loop.
That's how you know he's like me.
Yeah.
He does something awful and then was like, yeah, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Show feet, Maury says. There you go. How much money would it take for you to do that?
I would do it for a cool grand.
I think I'd do it for $50.
I think you'd do it just to do it.
I don't know. Well, it depends on where I'm at in my life, but also like where I'm at physically.
Like I can get cool shit for $1,000. If I had an extra $1,000 right now, new suspension, truck is getting lifted. I'm gonna be that guy.
But look, you could also get a lot of cool aura by just doing it.
I don't care. Did you hear my previous sucking
I did.
comment?
That's literally why
Yeah,
I said it. You
it's
want
not-
Gen Z to
no.
suck you. Yeah, that's what I heard.
No, they are sucking me.
Gen
and
Z
that's
sucking
a
you.
problem.
It's sucking you a
It's
lot.
a problem. I would like them to stop.
if I was at a party, my own home, and I could immediately die afterwards, like not actually die, but like get into my bed.
Oh yeah, sure.
Or like shit my brains out into my own toilet.
Yep.
I think I would do it for $100. But if I'm doing that and then I have to drive afterwards, I think 1,000's fair. Maybe 500.
Do you like? How does it even work? It's got
don't know.
It's got to make you fucking ridiculously drunk.
Like
right?
he's
like absolutely blottoed within like 20 minutes. Because it's got to absorb, but it's in your gut. But does some of it get filtered immediately without? Like, I don't know.
Part of me thinks
does
that
all liquid flow through your liver? Because I'm pretty sure it do.
Part of me thinks he's going to immediately vomit it. Like, I think that your body's either going to process it like it would a lot of alcohol, or it's going to not process it all.
I don't know. I've seen a video of a dude who took 30 tequila shots in a row at a bar, just like lined up. He had the bartender line up 30 shots of tequila.
He probably threw up right afterwards.
And
right?
then just douche. And I think he fell on his face when he was done, but he did it.
Yeah, I mean, you could put it into the hole, but it's going to come out of the hole quickly, right?
I don't know. I would assume.
I don't know.
You think that man threw up after that?
I think that man might be built different. I think he has a lot of practice.
I think that man could take 5 gunshots to the chest and survive.
I agree. If he got shot, absolute espresso martinis coming out of his chest.
Not even blood. It blocks it.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's like Badlands Chugs. Can we get him to do, like, alcohol?
So you're telling me that this man is almost like anorexic in a sense, to where he just chugs this to do it, and then just immediately throws it up?
I don't think so, man.
That's wild.
I don't think so. I think that man is a professional. He looks like a drinker. No one, I'm telling you, it's based off the thinking, contemplating life, pushing those demons out. Mm-hmm. That was great. That's what got me, because that's literally how I will react. I would drink it. I'd sit there and go, what am I doing? Why am I doing that? I'm not getting fulfillment from these people watching me like a monkey. This didn't help my life. This actually hurt my life. Mm-hmm. And then I go, that's shit. These people love me. If I didn't drink this vodka in front of these people, they'd hate me. I had to do this. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's what would happen.
That's called bipolar disorder, and you should really look into that.
I'm not looking into it.
You should look into it.
I'm not going to look into that. Yeah. That sounds terrible.
I got a book you could read.
What's reading it going to do for me? Is it going to cure me?
No.
Okay, then who cares? Just let it happen. Let it ride. Stuff it down with some brown.
Yeah, man, we're going. Why fix things?
Yeah,
why things do good?
Why?
Why use word when word
exactly? Why fix things? 50 years we're both gonna be dead.
Yep.
And you'll be the healthiest dead person in the parking lot, because apparently that's where we're gonna be buried.
The parking lot?
They're gonna run out of room.
Under the asphalt.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear that thing on TikTok? I'm into TikTok. I'm down the fucking rabbit hole. I'm into it now.
I'm glad, man.
So proof for why we're in a simulation.
Okay.
Is that they never build new graveyards.
I don't disagree with that. That seems accurate.
I feel like that's not true.
Has anyone in chat ever seen a graveyard open?
I've never seen a new one open, but then again, I don't think that they're advertising, hey, everyone, we just built a new graveyard. Come celebrate.
Yeah, but we drive around. Like, you feel like you would see a new graveyard.
Cremation was DLC? Yeah, that's perfect. I want to know what the percentage of dead people actually get cremated, because I feel like the numbers, like the like separation of buried to cremated is like switching positions.
Do you think that there's people that keep count of who's dead, and then like if their relation dies and that's the end, they just take the gravestone down and they just bury someone else on top of that person?
No.
Like, okay, this is really stupid.
Well, hold on. Say you open a new graveyard.
Right.
You do it.
Yeah. Do you need regulations for graveyards?
I would assume. Are you burying the first bodies, like the first layer, like 12 feet deep?
That's what I'm saying.
And then you go over 6 feet deep.
I mean,
like
if you
years?
when you get to a funeral, they already have like the bed thing there to lower it down.
Right.
You know, and no one pays attention to how low that thing goes.
No.
It could be 12 feet. It could be 20. It could be 5. No one pays attention.
Right.
You think we should open a graveyard? Do you think we'd make a lot of money?
Graveyard?
Yeah, people
probably. Well,
dying to get in, man.
I hated that.
You get it? Because it's a graveyard.
Oh, I get it.
You can only be in there, you're dead already?
Yep. I don't even remember what I was gonna say at this point.
It doesn't matter.
We're
I
just
do
gonna
think
live
though
in
that
your
we should.
fantastic joke.
I do think that we should open a graveyard though.
I think a funeral service makes a lot of money. I don't know about a graveyard.
But the funeral
I would
service has to come.
assume, because you're also paying for the plot. Like,
Well, the people pay for
Yeah,
the plot.
yeah.
You just buy land, and then people buy 6-foot squares of that land
right.
until your land's full. We would make a killing.
I hate you. These are the worst, laziest puns I've ever heard.
What if we make a graveyard for Twitch streamers? You know how like Hollywood has famous celebrity graveyards? What if we do one for Twitch streamers?
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, where's Marilyn Monroe buried? Probably right next to James Earl Jones, you know?
They don't have a Hollywood Walk of Fame graveyard.
They do.
No, they don't.
Where is Elvis buried?
They are absolutely an unmarked grave so people don't dig up their corpse.
You think
Because
out
people
there gives- digging up
absolutely
corpses?
would.
See, Taylor says yes, they do.
No.
Yes, Graceland.
What the fuck is Grace?
That's where Elvis is buried.
That's his, like, land, though. That's it, like the museum for Elvis.
They ain't digging him up.
Well, that's good because somebody made security around it because it's also a gift shop now.
They're in cryostasis, ready to clone. Dude, bring him back already. We could use James Earl Jones.
Also heard on TikTok that they made a secret underground city for the rich.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
This does taste better in a glass.
It doesn't.
It's easier to drink. It tastes less like glass.
It doesn't.
It's more open and full.
No.
Anyway, I think we should open a graveyard.
I don't want to do that.
My uncle was married to someone who owned a graveyard, and she was rich as hell.
I don't even know how you go about doing that.
We just-
I just got off of watching
Oh,
3.5 hours
That's true.
of a city planning meeting.
You want to tell anybody about that?
Oh my god.
You can't get into specifics because people figure out where you live.
Yeah.
But you could, basically, it comes down to this. They want to build apartments near Colby's home. And the motion to approve or deny that, Colby was very interested in. And
I
so we
was like,
watched this
it's
meeting.
interesting. I've never witnessed local politics before. I wanted to see what it's about. I was gonna go
Yeah.
because the public, anybody who got the notice could go. I was gonna go in person, and I am so glad I did not because that shit was ass.
Also, they immediately deferred your motion.
yeah, they just didn't talk about it.
They
at
immediately
all.
deferred it.
Yep,
Like,
didn't
they
talk
ran down
about
the
it
agenda
once.
and immediately pushed it off.
It was incredible.
But as we were watching it, first of all, I had a great time
it was
in the chat.
fucking fantastic.
They
If
live
you
streamed it.
have a local planning office that streams live to the internet, I recommend watching it because that's the best reality TV you will ever fucking see.
It was, and they spent 20 minutes debating on whether or not a new Marriott could have a sign on the building.
Yep. And whether or not that the signage that the building already has is sufficient enough, or how much it will impact their business if they don't have a sign that faces a local highway.
Imagine Shittata, Kansas, telling the Marriott Corporation, you can't put a sign on your hotel.
Well, they're the ones who wanted to build it in a historic building, man. It's their own fault.
Good. You know what else? You know what would be in there instead? Hobos.
Yeah.
This place sucks.
Wasps. Like some moths, probably.
Yeah, not white Anglo-Saxon
Rats.
Protestants.
Yeah, no,
actual
it's just-
flying menaces.
Correct,
Not
yeah.
menace 421. Like a menace.
Maniche.
Not a Maniche, but a menace.
Menage.
Yeah. Anyway, you see our clipbot said dying to get in a grave situation. That's a pretty good pun. It's a pretty good one, man. It nailed that.
It's a little quippy, yeah.
It nailed that, you know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's stupid.
Almost better than you.
And
Almost.
in that meeting, there was a Hispanic gentleman who wanted to build a carport.
No, he did build a carport.
Oh, he already had built the carport.
He already built 2 sheds and a carport.
And the neighbor was mad about it
Correct.
because he didn't have a permit.
Oh, no.
No? What's happening? You tell me. You watched this. I had to go to a meeting in the middle of it, so I missed.
So apparently, the reason why you can't build sheds or any dwelling like at the property line of your property is because typically that's where they run sewer lines in like a city urban residential neighborhood,
Like right down the middle.
right down the middle of the
Like,
two
to the
like
two
rows,
lines, like on the
correct.
borderline.
Yep.
Okay.
And so if they needed to fix it because it got stuck or broke or something, that they would need to dig, and if there's structures on it, that would impede them digging.
Right, okay.
And so this man built 2 sheds right on his property line, like right against it. They showed photos
Oh, no.
of the shed,
Okay.
and it's like,
Okay.
it's real close. Anyways, so this is just a normal Hispanic man. He doesn't even speak English.
Yeah, he's probably the nicest guy in the world.
He has a translator. He has a masonry company. He built these 2 sheds.
He's a professional.
To keep some clothes in and then his tools in.
Okay.
And then he built a carport because who wants hail damage?
Exactly.
You know?
I get this. Also, it's America.
And right next, so this is dense, small home, urban residential. Okay, so these houses are butted up right next to each other. So his next door neighbor is the cuntiest old woman that you could imagine.
Yeah.
And so she's very racist. So what happens
What are they doing over there?
is he submits to get an amendment, an easement, or whatever you want to call it, an addendum
Right, so his
to the laws.
his sheds become legal.
Correct. Just
Yeah.
to be like, the laws that are applicable don't apply to this specific property because they're already built and they're there. So please let me keep my sheds.
Right.
That's basically what he's asking for. And so they propose this in the council, and then they ask for the applicant to come up and talk. He has 10 minutes.
Okay.
And so they go up there and they talk, and his friend's just like, yeah, he works. He's a good, upstanding gentleman. He built the sheds because he only has an 800 square foot house. He needs some storage for his tools. And
He's
some
also
clothes.
a professional.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, if anyone can build a shed, it's a man who does that for a living.
And he bought the carport from a company that installs and sells carports, so it's
Okay.
not like he just put it
Yeah,
up.
he's not throwing plywood
so
together.
he didn't need the engineering plans. They didn't give him engineering plans for it. They just were like, this is how you put up a carport. They did it.
Yeah.
And then, so he talks. And then they ask if there's any public comment.
Uh-huh.
And of course, his next door neighbor is there and definitely wants to talk. And she gets up there and is like, yeah, he put up this carport. Like, what if I wanted to install a driveway on the other side of my house? I couldn't do it because the carport's there. Also,
not
he's
her land.
he's in that carport every night with... I said that.
Okay.
Yep, I
Yeah.
said that. He's in that carport every night, partying it up late into the hours, keeping me and my husband awake. They've been violent with my husband.
Oh,
It's
he
like
deserved it.
Him, his son, his cousin, they've all been violent. And so then she gets done. That's basically her gist. Is
Yeah.
She's a racist old
Right.
woman.
He's brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
So do I, Menace.
so then he gets a rebuttal. And so
Okay.
they come back up and they're like, she's literally the bane of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Cops don't
Believe that.
respond to her calls anymore because she's called so many times with false
Yeah.
reports.
Yeah.
And
The problem is the entire city council has probably done that same thing.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. These people, oh my god.
They all look like they're
The
80 plus.
fucking council.
And
Yeah,
they-
they were all 80 plus.
and their grandfathers
they
were
are
all in the Klan.
sticklers for
Every one of them.
every single little exemption that you can give. And so they hear his shtick, they hear her shtick. He comes back, they come to the end, and they're like, well, yeah, it shouldn't be built. The sewer people will have a hard time, and that ever happened, so motion denied. He did not get the application to keep his things.
So he's just got to go tear down his stuff.
He built one of the sheds 8 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
8 years that thing has been standing with no problems. And then this old woman just gets pissed one day and fucks up his life.
Do you think that... Did they open that for public comment?
Oh, yeah.
We should go sometime.
We should just go all the time, and
Yeah.
then anybody that sounds
We
like...
just be the Robin Hood
Yeah.
of the council.
I love that.
And that
sounds
old
great.
lady gets up there and be like, we're not interested in this situation, but I paid for this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And this man has a freaking shed. How many sheds do you have, Larry? How many square feet is your house, Larry? You know, and then just let him answer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, and then you get thrown out, and I'm just
yeah.
there the next time.
You don't even need... No, because you wouldn't get thrown out. You have 3 minutes. Just as long as you stop at the 3 minutes... Are there rules? I'm sure there's some form of decorum, but like...
This is...
You can't be calling her a cunt, but
Well,
like,
yeah, but as long as you're being well-mannered.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a joke. The Kansas Democrats want me to run for office.
Yeah, explain this, because
So-
you said this to me earlier, and I really don't understand it.
So I got a text about a month ago from an unknown number.
Are you sure that this wasn't spam?
Yes. And it said, Seth, we are looking for men of your age to run for public office. If you're interested, please reply. Completely ignored it because spam. Okay? The next day, I get another one, and it says, this is not spam. This is so-and-so from the Kansas Democratic Party. We are looking for men your age to run for public office. Okay?
How come I didn't get one?
I don't
Am I
know.
too young?
Maybe you're too young. So I'm like, all right, is this real? And so then they call me a couple days later, and I answer.
Yeah.
And they're literally like saying the same shit to me. And I said, look, I have a podcast. I've been talking on the internet for 25 years.
Yeah,
There
you
is
wanna
nothing.
Hear some of the stuff that you've said.
There is no way I'm going to run for public office. And they said to me, we have a lot of people with pasts now that the internet exists, and that's okay with us. And I said, why don't you go take a listen to my shows and then come back and tell me that that's okay. And they're like,
there's worse, dude. We're not the worst.
so
We can't be the worst.
They said okay. And they hung, I gave them the URL. I told them to go to SethCan'tStop.com. That's where all of my stuff is. A week later, they call again.
Yeah.
And I get it's a different person. I go, I've already talked to a person, and I told them I can't do it. My background is not appropriate. And they said, and I asked, did they listen? And they said, no, they had not listened. And I said, please don't call me back until you have listened to any of my shows. And if you think that I'm fit to run for office, I will consider it. Because honestly, why not?
Yeah.
I would have a great time in office. If at the very least, I would love to be on that city council.
Oh, yeah.
All those unanimous votes, first of all, I love bureaucracy. I love it. Every time that they read off a number, I got a little hard. And then every time they're like, anyone deny it, and there's just unanimous, I got angry. It's like, why don't we debate it? What are we here for?
I did run into there was one proposal that they did talk about.
Yeah.
Where all of them voted yes except for one old lady.
And what'd they do? They bully her?
No.
They just moved on
Yeah,
without
they
her?
moved on. It passed. It doesn't need a majority. It doesn't need unanimous.
I think the problem is that I would take it very seriously, and I don't think politicians take it seriously. Like, I think part of politics is just like glad handing and getting kickbacks, and
These people took it seriously.
no, I don't think they do, man.
They're not getting kickbacks.
Anyone who sees Rodriguez get his shed torn down after a decade is not taking the people seriously. Rodriguez probably maybe
I'm
paid
not
for
saying
them to
that
be
they're
in that
not
room.
jaded. I'm not saying that they're not jaded and have some form of like supremacy, because they absolutely
Yeah,
do.
they are on power trips.
Yeah, for sure.
And why side with the old lady? I would literally say this needs to be talked about next week, and then I would, in the week, get in my car and drive past that old lady's house and sniff for a violation.
Yeah, it was really weird because
hate that
they
lady.
asked him if he was aware that if there was ever any problem with the sewer line, that the utilities
Right.
companies would tear down his sheds to get to the sewer line.
Oh, no.
And he was like, yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. I will pay whatever permit fee that I
Yeah.
need to have them where they are.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah,
You either
sorry.
get torn down out of necessity or you tear down because
There
Sally
was
Sue
a
won't jump in her
strong
grave.
man. There was one. So there's the guy who like moderates, right?
Mm-hmm.
He organizes and sets the agenda and then lets other people talk. He was talking all the time. But then there was one other guy who didn't have that job and would just comment on every single thing. And it seemed like he was the leader of the pack.
Right.
Whatever he did, most of the people swayed his way. And so it was just a matter of him.
He's the big dog.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It made me actually angry. When you told me that he lost, I felt sad.
Oh, yeah.
I actually felt for my fellow man.
So let me tell you the ones I heard today.
Okay.
I heard the sign for the hotel. I heard this man's shed story.
Dude, the hotel,
There
by the
was
way.
another sign for an apartment complex.
Did they spend as long on all of these as they did the hotel sign?
Absolutely, yes, they
Like,
did.
the man spent 5 minutes explaining what a sign was.
Yep.
It's like I was in the YouTube chat being like, "Thank you so much for this information. Now I know what a sign is."
Oh yeah. The second sign was for an apartment complex next to WSU.
Okay.
And they wanted it to have a backlit halo effect. So the whole sign ain't lit up. The light's
backlit.
literally pointing at the own building.
Yes.
And it's literally across the street from WSU.
Okay.
So all the sidewalks are lit. The parking lots are
They
lit.
have a football
the tennis
stadium.
courts are
They
lit.
have a basketball
it's
stadium.
Safety, right?
They have baseball.
There is not one single concern for light pollution in that area.
Right.
And they hammered down and asked this woman 4 separate times if she would be okay with it not being lit up. And she was just like, well, it's a black sign, and at night, like, it's very little light, but it just accentuates the sign enough to where if you're driving at night, you can see it. And she had to explain this to 4 different people at 4 different times.
Even though all of these people know exactly what she's talking
discussion about a fucking sign.
Did she get that one approved?
Yes.
Okay, so they approved the Marriott and this sign, but Rodriguez got fucked.
Yep.
Okay.
And then...
Dude, I'm telling you, Menace.
There was some guy, some rich motherfucking real estate business owner motherfucker, who had a plot of land out in the country. It's like like an acre and a half, residential country-ish, rural. And he had a plot, and he wanted to turn it into a low
graveyard,
low commercial. Because he wanted to put his office for his business on it, and then also create like a little pavilion of some sort to host events, and stuff like that, for like his customers, or rent it out for other people that want to use it, because it's kind of by a lake.
This is all things we should be able to do in America.
Yeah.
He owns that land.
But then they were arguing back and forth whether or not it should be listed as low commercial, which would allow him to have the event center, or just general office use, which wouldn't allow the event center, but would allow him to build the office. And he was like, well, I kind of am planning to build the office and then offset some of the costs of building that with the event center to where then I can rent it out and make money to fund the cost of the office. And so then they went back and forth in between of like, can we give a dependency clause to like if it is general office, but he can have the event center and that's a later date kind of thing? Or it was just the fucking worst.
Can we do a podcast about this?
About just reacting to our city council?
We do reactions to our city council.
That would be amazing.
We literally could just watch the meeting, like literally like it's sports. Like we just sit back every Thursday or every Friday or whatever day we choose, and we just watch the city council meeting instead.
I'm telling you, the one soccer game I ever watched was when Messi started on Miami.
Didn't you buy the MLS pass?
No.
Oh, okay.
The one soccer game I ever watched was when Messi started in Miami.
Okay.
And the score was like 7-5. It was the best soccer game to watch ever because it was the most action ever. I don't know if that's the same situation with this meeting because holy shit. I would rather watch that than Maury. It was fucking crazy. It was insane. The judgment and the fucking, you could just tell the tension between the guys with the shed and then the neighbor. And then later on, a church wanted to build an amphitheater in the front of their lot.
Okay.
Right? It was a big old church.
They can't say no to a church.
Big old church. Fancy motherfucking church. And they wanted to build an amphitheater, and then they went back and forth about sound and like how they would need to fence it, or is it trees, or is it a fence? All this shit, right? And the guy who was talking on behalf of the church, the applicant or the agent for the applicant, he had been getting the fucking runaround from these people for so long because he was frustrated, and he vocally made sure that they knew that it was frustrating for him. And so he was saying, I've been trying to do this.
This is a guy to church, too.
Yes, I've been trying to do this for a while. I know it's a special regulation. I need to talk to staff about it. I've reached out to staff about it. They haven't gotten back with me. And it was like a different proposal than what the council thought it was. And so they were like, well, this is your fault. You didn't make it right. And he's like, I've tried, but your staff hasn't reached out. And he's like, but you had ample time to do this before this meeting. And it was just like, oh, man, it's fucking showdown, dude. Who's winning? Church guy or the council? It was insane.
I'm telling you, we should do we should do, like Chat's telling, like we should pick awards. Like best argument, saddest sack, like...
It was so wild how entertaining it was to watch. And also sad at the same time that you feel like, yeah, it's America, you can do anything you want, but really you can't, because there's regulation upon law upon regulation about every fucking possible thing that you can do to build something.
Like, what if we did this and we somehow started some type of revolution?
I don't think we can do that. Oh, shit. It stopped.
Like, what if all of a sudden Gen Alpha gets care about city council?
Well, here's my thing, is because
we made
I'm
it
sure
possible.
all these rules were made for a reason at some point in time. You know, there's a reason why it's like, don't eat the soap pods.
Right.
It's because people ate the soap pods.
I don't like how much joy they take.
They do.
In having the power.
They love it.
Like, ultimately, they crushed a man's shed,
Yep.
and they made a woman want to die because they talked about her sign for 5.5 hours
Correct.
because she had to explain how light works.
Yes.
It's like, if we did this, though, we'd have to keep it decorum. We couldn't cuss. We couldn't make fun of anybody. We would have to react in a way that's like...
No, why? What? Why?
Because I want to eventually meet these people and be
yeah?
Yeah, and tell them to their face, you know?
That they're a fucking piece of shit
Be like,
and
I
then
know,
cuss?
You know, I know what I said on my show, you know, about how I like that you're very decisive and you're quick. I think you're the biggest fucking idiot on the planet. And I'm never voting for you or anyone who's ever shook your hand. And I hope that tonight on the way home, a drunk driver of a Dodge Ram crashes into you and maims you and kills your wife.
Oh, man.
You know?
I'm telling you.
That's why I can't be in politics.
Everyone has this option. I'm pretty sure it's like mandated at this point for local, like decently sized cities. Go to whatever your city name is, .gov/planning, and they have their social links,
Dude,
they have their
it's crazy.
YouTube, and they stream their meetings live on YouTube.
There were 10 people watching.
Yeah.
10 people. Like, and I assume that I know 2 of them were you and me.
Right.
And then probably the rest of them were some guy from the Marriott. Like, you know, Aunt Jose in Guadalajara was probably watching the guy's shed.
Yep.
You know, the lady from the church, the man from the church, you know, like,
I
there's
would
probably
assume
people.
the one that I'm concerned with is quite concerning.
Let's go.
Like, out of all the ones that they talked
Are you
about
for
today,
or against the apartment?
I feel like this one is the actual most precedent, is because, like, this is a major change to this neighborhood.
True, and they only talked about signs and some guy's shed.
There's like an apartment complex like a block or 2 away, and then there's duplexes spread around, but there isn't like one where they're proposing, and it's
Yeah.
just like...
We should go.
It seems like a big deal.
It is 2 weeks from today.
Right.
Let's just take the day off work. Let's live stream us at the thing. What is our opinion on it, though? Are we arguing for or against? I'll wear a suit. I'll bring papers.
So part of me...
I'll do this thing on the podium.
Part of me was thinking that currently it's a parking lot, and that semis like to park there just to like sleep overnight or something.
Yeah.
And
Lot
I hate
lizards.
it when they come out of that lot and onto...
You're not on a big road.
No.
There
it's a
shouldn't
very
be trucks on this
residential
road. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very residential
Yeah.
road. So there shouldn't be trucks on it. But there are because of this parking lot. So part of me wants to see that parking lot gone. But also part of me is like, it's probably not great for my property value to be next to a fucking apartment
I don't know,
complex.
man. I think it's going to raise your property.
I would think where the area I'm in and the
Your area is kind of sketchy.
It is, but I feel like they're gentrifying from
Agreed.
like the river
Agreed.
over.
I think this
kinda thing.
apartment is going to help with that.
I that's also why I'm kind of like, yeah, all right.
Clip, drunk driver of a Dodge Ram. That's what it took.
Woof.
Yeah, that's all right.
right.
That's all right. You know what? When I run for office, I don't know why I care. Really, now that I'm thinking about it, the people on the phone should have been like, Trump's president. And then I would have been checkmated. Like, I've never grabbed a woman by her pussy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nothing I've done's near that bad. I've never
Right.
been on Epstein's jet.
Nope.
I just make jokes about drunk drivers. You know, objectively funny jokes about drunk drivers killing wives. Objectively funny.
I watched this video back when I gave a shit, like 3 months ago, of a guy who was tier listing Democratic candidates to possibly run
Okay?
in 2028.
Against her will, guys. Okay? I'm grabbing all the time with consent. Constantly.
You know who was at the top of his list?
Who's that? Of
John.
worst or best?
Top S tier.
Oh, S tier. Okay, no,
S
who?
tier. Jon Stewart.
Okay.
And he was like,
That doesn't.
I know that this won't happen because he's not going to run, but it would be great. And I'm just like, okay, Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, he's not going to run though.
I love Jon Stewart, and I think you would be pretty good at the bottle opener, buddy. Hey, thanks. I think you would be pretty good, but no.
You don't want Jon Stewart. Not that I love Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
But he has a team of writers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like everything that he says that's so poignant and well thought out is well thought out. And like when you're in a Senate hearing, you know, you can't like confer with your team of writers to come up with the best response to Senator Dipshit's line of questioning about why is the sign bright. You know?
Right.
Because that's ultimately what he's going to be doing.
I think he can hold his own too, but like.
Also, I would argue that Jon Stewart's position is more important than that of a politician.
Yeah.
Because he would become one man in the Senate.
But I mean, he's also. Here's the thing: he's also not a politician, which I'm done with.
What do you mean, done with politicians?
Yeah, no.
Our president's not a politician.
Get people that know what they're doing exactly, like people who have been in politics and know what politics are.
I really think that...
Like, yeah, you get the shtick of that they, like, roundhouse everything that they say. But at least it's better than a man being like, oh, well, maybe some girls don't have 30 dolls. Maybe they only have 3, 4, or 5 dolls.
Look, do you think that the world would be
He's
different?
a fucking
do you think
maroon.
Our world would be different if it wasn't Trump, but it was someone Trump-like, but he agreed with our ideals? Like, would we be happy with a non-politician if they gave everyone UBI? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, because that's the reason why people like Trump.
He gets stuff done.
Gotten stuff done.
The stuff he gets done is horrible. Most times, you know. But like, if someone was getting stuff done in a non-traditional way and it was shit we liked,
like, I mean, if you cared about the amount, there's a fly in here. Oh. If you cared about the amount of illegal immigrants that were crossing the border. He has done what he set out to
exactly.
do. Like the crossings are due to a record low.
Yeah.
Now. So if that's the case, he did get that done.
Right.
He got the tariffs done like he was talking about, kind
right.
of, except they're not in place. But they are, but they aren't.
They are.
They're not because
I'm
they're on
paying
a
higher
pause.
prices for
no,
things
they're
for
already
tariffs.
on. They're still on a pause. So.
I literally buy stuff every day at work that are tariffed.
Well, yeah, China's active.
No, I got one from Mexico.
I think China,
I just got
China, Mexico, and Canada are active. The rest,
okay.
the like
so
every country when he
Sorry,
brought
I'm
out
not buying koozies from Laos.
But when he brought out the fucking foam boards with all the countries and the things, you know, those aren't in place yet.
And eggs are still $15.
Oh yeah, okay. Except he's claiming the gas is under $2 somewhere.
I did pay $2.50 for gas yesterday.
That's still above $2.
It sure is, but $2.50 sure felt good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's $2.75 at the Quick Trip way down over there, like at Kellogg and Maple, way out of the way where we don't live, but it's worth it. And then you get 25% off with the 25 cents off the Quick Trip app, man. $2.50.
I can't have the Quick Trip app because they don't accept my bank.
Come on, man.
They don't accept my bank.
Get a real bank.
I don't want to.
Get a real bank,
That's
man.
too much work. I got to change so many direct deposits. I don't want to do it.
Okay. I'm not going to try to convince you. I don't really care that much.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So anyway, how was the F1 race, man? That's what we were talking about.
Jesus Christ.
I want to know what you thought. Well, it's literally the first thing on our topics, which is how far we've made it down.
Yeah, the cameras move too much.
That's it? That's all you take away from it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Did you feel excitement?
I did when it was close in the first few laps, but then when it got to like 22 seconds plus, then it's like, what's the point?
The first 15 laps were exciting as hell.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the middle part was very boring.
So is the race just too long then?
Well, a lot can happen.
No.
It didn't happen in this race because it didn't rain, no one crashed, but stuff can happen. And when it does, it's crazy. Also, the end of that race, there was a ton of Ferrari drama, which you didn't understand because you don't understand F1, but if you did, you would love it.
What the fuck is that?
It's a shot.
Why?
Because we said we were going to take a shot.
How are you gonna give that? How are you gonna give that to us? What if we don't though? Then what happens? Because see, she's not camera ready. So see, we have the power.
What do you you want? Who's taking shots?
He really doesn't read chat.
No, I don't.
He really doesn't read
What the fuck is chat talking about?
Well, it's been happening literally for 45 minutes.
We ain't taking shots here.
I'm taking a shot.
You want to take a shot?
Yeah, I'll take a shot. Get the shot for me.
It's for my birthday.
Come on, it's your birthday?
No, on Monday.
Jesus, it's already been a year since her last birthday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know why that really fucks me up. I don't feel like it was a year ago when we had like her 30th party.
Yep.
That's
That
wild.
was a good. Are you?
Yeah.
Gonna,
That was a good party.
that was good.
That was a good party. That's fucking wild.
Baby,
That's
you do not
actually
want a
crazy.
shot.
I'll take a shot.
On Monday.
You pulled the birthday card, so I kind of have to now.
It's
I
Monday.
didn't know
Her
we
birthday's
had like
Monday.
4
though.
different types of whiskey. I'm sorry. if you-
Girls' birthdays are a month long. I don't know.
They
if you
should
know,
be.
But yeah.
She's a girl.
Yeah, I'm just a girl.
Yeah. Bro, she brings everything to this relationship.
What?
Her body, end of list. You should honor her. You don't get that anywhere else. You don't know how important that is until it's gone, man.
I have an aluminum foil on my finger because I'm trying to get my.
Would you lean over and help the woman so she doesn't have to appear on camera? Jesus Christ.
Yay.
I'm about to get up, but I'm not wearing pants. Is this Santa on here?
Yeah, these are elf shot glasses.
I love that. Cheers. Happy birthday.
Well, I am.
What?
It's Jewish.
Oh, God, that's good. Is that the Japanese one?
Yeah.
Oh, that shit's good, man. Should we do another one or no? Should we do another one? No. Should we roll it back? Run it
No.
back? No? Okay, all right.
That shit's disgusting.
We should do 31.
I can't breathe.
Don't get that ever.
Oh my god.
Who was asking for the bottle? Was that Plot now?
Yeah,
Or
that
Menace?
shit's good, dude. I love that
No, that's
whiskey.
terrible.
That's
Don't
so
get that
smooth,
whiskey.
It's
dude.
very spicy.
I can taste the Asian in it.
Yeah, no, I can taste the sushi.
It's getting racist.
It tastes fishy at the end, man.
does not.
It does.
It does
It
not.
does. There's some weird
Ugh.
aftertaste to it. You remember last week when we were talking about the aftertaste tasting like fucking sweet and sour chicken?
Well, yeah, because it did.
That tastes like raw fish.
That tastes like sweet whiskey.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's ass.
How long into your guy? How long you guys been dating now? 2 years? About almost 2 years?
Coming up, yeah.
Yeah. How long into your relationship do you guys just start doing dual birthdays? Like, I don't say you celebrate her birthday on her birthday and she celebrates yours on yours, but like you're like 3 weeks apart.
Yeah.
Like you could have one mega party for both birthdays.
We're like a month apart.
About.
When's your birthday?
May 12th.
Oh, that is like a month because yours is the 10th of June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still less than a month. One mega party
Well, what month
that
are we
Seth
talking?
pays for.
Because I think that's 28
in Miami
days, so that's,
at Club
that's
Live.
February, so it is a month. Bitch.
Wait, are you gonna come out Saturday?
What's Saturday?
I don't know.
No, I wasn't invited. So.
Well,
No, I didn't tell anybody because I said we could do what we did last year of some sort, but you were like, no, let's keep it small.
No, but like go out to eat and then go get cocktails after.
I mean, I don't think I'm invited, but I mean,
You are. I'm
She's literally doing it right now. It's her birthday. I'm not even doing it.
Yeah. Why did you not go?
is he coming?
I'm not even going.
He's not even gonna be there. It's just her and all the people she likes to look at to feel better about herself. Me and Matthew are gonna be there.
Not Matthew.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, if
Saturday.
we're murdering him for like a sacrifice type of thing.
Oh,
then
that'd
yeah,
be
sure,
sweet. Can we
but-
do that for my birthday? I don't usually celebrate birthdays because I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
But like, if we could do a joint birthday because I'm the 26th, you're the 10th.
Mm.
We could join birthdays, sacrifice Matthew on Juneteenth.
Sounds great. I think that sacrifices a white person, so I think that's only fair.
Yeah, he might text him right now.
Is he white? What is he?
Can Colby and I sacrifice you for fun in celebrations of our joint birthdays? Question mark. Yes or no?
Matthew? Can we sacrifice you for fun?
It's for fun. I mean, we're not really summoning anything.
Yeah, no, nothing really.
Stream it? Of course we're going to stream it. If we're doing a live human sacrifice of a rat man, of course we're going to stream it.
Rat man.
You insufferable rat man. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't
So we're
remember.
done with F1.
F1.
You coming to another one?
If it's in a decent hour, yes.
Canada is in about a month, and that one's at a decent hour.
Sounds good.
Okay, I will invite you to that one.
Yeah.
It's fun,
I
man.
enjoyed it. Like, yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and if you knew the drama, you'd love it even more.
I don't know about the drama.
You would love it even more
because
if
I
you
know
did.
you were freaking out about the Ferrari people.
Oh, my God.
And, like, I get his comments were a little bit, like, tongue-in-cheek, but, like, so fucking what?
Yeah, but if you knew the backstory.
Isn't he like a really, really good driver, but
Yes.
he's on his way out?
No. He is a really, really good driver.
Lewis Hamilton is the guy that we're talking about.
He is a seven-time world champion.
He was the major champion before
Max
Verstappen got into the
Correct.
thing.
The
Yeah,
fact you knew
so
his name made me
he's
hard.
LeBron.
Yes, but it's like
He's
this
on
is
his
like-
way out.
This is like if
Max
LeBron,
Verstappen is like, oh, I don't even know the fucking NBA equivalent.
LeBron?
Who's the next come up right now? Trey Young?
No, probably.
Maybe. Who's a younger guy?
It's a real problem with the NBA
Giannopoulos?
right now that no one cares. No, he's old now too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's old now too.
He just got in there.
You're talking about like Ant-Man for like the Timberwolves, or like Halliburton for the Pacers, or like that one guy for the Celtics who I can't remember his name.
Are you talking about new people
or
right now?
SGA for the Thunder? Like those are all probably people who are up and coming. It's a real problem in the NBA because there are no LeBrons. Everyone's just kind of really good at basketball, but there's no personality surrounding them. And so it's like it's hard to become fans of people.
Yeah, everyone was good in the NBA before Braun showed up, and he was better.
Look, a lot of
Like,
sports fun is the drama surrounding the
better.
sport. The magic.
Young LeBron was something to
Like
fucking
Jordan
watch.
hated everybody. Dennis Rodman dyed his hair. That was crazy back then. You know,
Sure.
Charles Barkley, Shaq, Kobe. There was a lot of drama. You know, with people hating, a lot of beefs. You know, stuff like that. A lot of throwdowns
Yeah,
on the court.
but that's because they were fucking good.
No, because these people are good now too, and they just want a ball. They don't care about The problem is everyone's rich. Like the point guard for this team will lose a game and then go out to dinner with the point guard from the team that just beat them, and people hate that shit.
Oh yeah, they don't care. It's the same thing with UFC. Like when,
Right.
Like
That's-
some people, like Khabib and
Yes.
McGregor, that was hate. Like that was a real fight to watch.
Yeah.
But then
Tatum,
most
thank you,
people are
Judge.
just like at the end of the match, they're like, "Oh man, go fight, go fight."
Yeah, exactly. And like that's people hate that because we want the
Right.
that
Yeah,
grit.
yeah, yeah.
You know. And
We love hate as a human race.
yes.
It's fun.
Yeah. Well, it makes things dramatic. People love drama, and the NBA doesn't have a lot of drama right now. But Lewis Hamilton won all 7 of his titles with Mercedes.
Okay.
And Mercedes has been not great the last couple years, okay? This year, they're pretty good, like top 3. And with someone who has won 7 world titles, maybe they'd be better than top 3. But that guy left for Ferrari,
Right.
who was top 2 last year.
Top 2 last year. And they were
But now
fighting
they're like,
for 10th.
yeah, now they're like really bad. And so it's dramatic because, like,
Because you told me
He
that
changed.
McLaren changed something over this last
Yeah.
season into this season, which
They've
made
been-
them just fucking incredible.
they've been good for one whole year. They started dominating Miami of last year.
Gotcha.
And now their dominance continues. But even that, Lando is supposed to be the guy from McLaren, and he's now won less races than the 3-year rookie. Guy's only been in the thing for
Yes.
3 years. Hell has more race wins than Lando on McLaren. So there's a lot of drama because it's like, which racer is McLaren going to pick?
No,
you know?
I mean, I will give it to you.
There's drama.
It is entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, there were times where it's not, where it's
Yes.
just like it's the same lap, the same
Yes.
places.
And if
over
nothing's
over and over
happening,
again.
you just kind of
Yeah.
you just kind of look at Twitter and read other people's
Yeah.
comments, you know. But it's the same way with like you have time during the NFL. You can't always have entertainment.
Right,
There's
right,
no
right.
commercials.
Yeah.
You watch 2 hours of sport, not a single
Oh,
commercial.
that's a great point.
You know?
I didn't even notice that. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, no commercials, man. Yeah, but I would recommend again, Drive to Survive. You could just watch the newest season. You could just watch the newest one. All right? And it would be all good.
Well, I'm busy watching other things right now.
I don't disagree. Let's talk about point number 2.
Yes.
Andor. So, fuck. Yeah, it's very.
Why is it so good?
I
don't understand.
yeah.
How?
It makes me appreciate the rest of Star Wars. And then I go and watch other Star Wars, and I'm like, this is not good.
No!
And so then I'm like, why is Andor better?
I have no idea!
So, like, I don't want to spoil the newest episodes because they're coming out right now. But if you have not watched Andor...
They got the guy who wrote Real Steel to write this,
I know.
and somehow it's great!
Yeah, you know Ocean's 12? Or no, Ocean's 13?
Yeah.
When Matt Damon puts on the big fake nose...
I love Ocean's 13,
I
so
love them
don't
all.
talk shit.
I'm not. I love all of these movies. You know when he puts on the big fake nose, and then he puts on the thing on his neck
Yes.
that wafts and makes a lady horny?
Correct.
And they point to it, and they call it the Gilroy? That is named after the producer and director and writer of this show.
David and Tony?
It's Tony and... I don't know if it's David. David doesn't feel right. But it's...
Dave Gilroy?
I don't know.
I think it's Dave Gilroy.
Let's go with Dave.
Yeah, I think
but they're
it's
two.
Dave.
But they're two brothers. They're writer-director, basically. And they made the Bourne movies, and then they also made Rogue One, and now they're making Andor, and yeah, they also made Real Steel.
They did. They
about
made
fighting
Real Steel,
robots.
and they made also something.
Dan Gilroy.
Dan Gilroy.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
Minaj. Thank you.
Yeah, there was one other thing on this list. Oh yeah, that was it. Great Wall. They wrote Great Wall.
Did you ever see that?
I did.
Was it bad?
It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know it's racist,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if that meant it was bad. Like, it's in poor taste, clearly.
Like, yeah, factor out the cultural
Yeah.
relevancy of the Great Wall to China.
Yeah, and that they put
And
Matt
if you
Damon
just
in as the
watch
guy.
it as like an American,
Yeah.
it's a fun action movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Andor's on another level.
It's like it's like if Helm's Deep was in the day and the entire movie.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what Great Wall is.
Okay. So, yeah.
And yeah,
it's
Matt
action
Damon
porn.
is Tom Cruise in
Great
The Last
Wall
Samurai.
sounds
Yeah,
like a
it's the
great
same
movie
thing.
to just lay back, get when you're really drunk, and just enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a great
yeah.
movie. But Andor is... I'm a Star Wars hater.
Yeah.
Certified hater.
I've hated everything since Disney.
I'm such a hater, I don't watch. That's how much of a hater. I gave up. I watched The Mandalorian. As soon as Luke showed up at the end of Mandalorian, I'm like, I'm out. I'm tired of Skywalkers. I don't care.
I think I watched 3 or 4 episodes of The Skeleton Crew, which was the last Star Wars show that Disney came out with before this new season of Andor, and it was fucking horrid.
Yeah.
It was disgustingly bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
clearly that should have been on the Disney Channel.
Well,
not
So that's
not a Star
I
Wars
think that's
thing.
the thing. Okay, so my son, he'll be 16 in a month. Okay, he is a Star Wars fan. He's
Yes.
watched all of the Star Warses.
Okay, so he does like Star Wars.
Yes, he does like Star Wars. And he also apologizes for even some of the bad Star Wars. Because he is still like I was at 16 and at 25 probably. I can apologize for the childish behavior and writing and pacing and cartoonish quality of a lot of the Star Wars stuff. So when he says something's bad, I know it's not good. Okay? Because he likes Clone Wars and Rebels and all that stuff that if you're into Star Wars is good. I'm not into Star Wars. When I watch that, I can't not see a Saturday morning cartoon. It looks like anime to me. I can't take it seriously. Okay?
So-
no matter how good or bad it is, I can't take it seriously.
Remember your point? I'm going to interject here for a
Okay.
hot second. I agree. I hated Clone Wars until I watched the last season of it.
Okay.
And then there is a duel between Ahsoka and Darth Maul.
fucking lightsaber.
And it looks way different
Okay.
because they mocap the entire thing.
Okay.
It was not
They spent some
hand
money on
animated, and it looked so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Well, here's the deal with Andor. We watched the last, you're caught up, right?
Yep.
So you watched the genocide. So watching this with Aaron is a delight because he has watched Rebels and he's watched Clone Wars and he knows what happens in the time jumps. And Andor is respectful to those time jumps. So or respectful to the canon set in those other stories during these time
Because
jumps.
Rebels is in this
Correct.
time. Oh, okay.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
So Aaron will fill me in on a lot of the plot stuff that happens in between these episodes, which is fantastic.
Okay.
Love to get that. But the Gorman stuff that's happening, this episode ends, and we're not spoiling anything. Guys, I want you to know, okay? The
gonna
rebels
spoil it.
discovered that the Death Star exists. And the Death Star has the power to destroy planets.
And then they blow it up.
And so then they blow up the Death Star.
Yeah.
Okay? And then, crazily, Darth Vader, the guy who runs the Death Star operation, is Luke's father. Who's Luke, you might ask? He's some guy who lives in the desert.
He's got to go to Tashi Station to get some power converters.
Yeah,
all
the
right?
Tashi Station, by the way, is a strip club, in case you were wondering. Okay?
Yeah.
And the only reason Luke is relevant is because he's Darth Vader's son. That's the only reason Luke's relevant.
Spoilers are over. All right, back to Andor.
Okay. The end of this episode is
The
her,
Gorman thing.
Yeah, is her making a speech to the Senate.
Correct.
This actress is the same actress in Rogue One and in Rebels and in this, and even I think all the way back to Revenge of the Sith. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think she was cut out of Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
But she is in it. Like,
Okay.
this is the same lady, which is wild.
Sorry. I keep interjecting.
No, interject.
The guy who played...
Bail Organa?
Yes.
Different actor. He
he-
was unavailable. We looked it up.
Okay, he's not dead? I
No,
thought he died.
He was just in another project.
Okay.
Nope.
All
That guy,
right.
Jimmy Smits,
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
main
yeah.
guy, and he was just unavailable. We looked it up, too.
I like him. He's in Sons of Anarchy. He's great in that.
Yeah, he's a very famous actor, which is probably why he was too busy. But he should have made time for Andor.
He should have, because it's really good.
Yeah, exactly. But she's same actress, okay? So in this, she makes a speech, but in Rebels, she makes a speech.
Okay.
And this whole time, Aaron is like, how's this going to work? Like, because we know, because Andor's sneaking her off the planet. He's like, how is Andor going to take her to Yavin if she makes a speech to the Galactic Republic from a ship in Rebels? And then at the end of the show, they respect it.
That makes
and
sense.
I read an article today where Dan and Tony are like, we didn't want to have to keep to this canon. Like, because that speech was not is good enough for us. Like,
Right.
it didn't fit into our pacing. We didn't want to take her off and then make her give a speech. We wanted her to feel the drama and the danger of doing it to the people that she lived around and grew up around and
The
respected
Senate,
her and saw
right.
the
Yeah,
Senate.
yeah.
And they figured out a way to work it into the Star Wars universe and still keep what made Andor special without ruining what people like about Rebels. I made this point for two reasons. Number one, I watched the speech in Rebels, and the juxtaposition between the drama and the acting, it's the same actress.
Right.
In Andor is so crazy different in Rebels. Rebels is super fast paced. Like, she's speaking like I talk. Super quick, no pauses to get it out, the whole plot
Not
in
the
20
weight
minutes.
of what she's actually fucking
Exactly.
doing.
It
and
feels like
saying.
she's
Yeah,
reading
yeah,
a script. And it's not because the script is bad, it's because it's crammed into 20 minutes
Yep.
of cartoon.
Yeah.
And it's just not fair to that story. So that brings me to my last point. Andor is better because Disney let them cook. They gave them money. They let them do what they wanted. They trusted their creators to respect the world that they were in, which they did, because they didn't overwrite canon. And they made what is the perfect show. And it also just happens to be Star Wars. Like, during the Gorman genocide, I'm watching stormtroopers gun people down. And no point during that am I like, that's a guy in a plastic suit, like I am during all of the other movies that I
Right.
can't take
Yeah,
seriously.
because they're treated as fodder in anything else.
Yeah, they're just
but they're
jokes.
treated as real threats in Andor.
When
and
that
it's
sniper
fucking
up on the
wild.
roof just started picking people, I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit, the
Dude,
Empire means
it's
business.
Insane. The tonal shift between this and anything else Star Wars.
Anything else.
It's fucking wild.
And it's got to be that this isn't made for kids.
No,
That's the difference.
Clearly not.
And
Bail Organa says, rip the shit out of him or something like that before she goes in to make her speech.
oh, that's right, he did cuss.
He did say shit. And I was like, whoa.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I was so into the moment.
Right.
Aaron did go, wow, watch your language, and now I know why.
Yep.
Because, yeah, it's Star
Yeah, he said
Wars.
shit.
I didn't even think about it. It's
I
Star
didn't even
Wars.
think shit was a word in Star Wars.
Oh, also, yeah, Aaron's right. Like, the cave, the bots, holy shit, dude. When he went into that room, and there's just the 4 murder bots sitting in there,
Oh, yeah.
I felt unsettled.
Yeah,
And then when they
the
come
one just
out,
like looks at him. Oh yeah.
And then when they come out and they just start tossing people. Or I'm literally scared. Like, I feel terror.
Yeah.
And like, you don't, when you watch the prequels and even the sequels, you just don't feel any of that.
No.
It feels like childlike. It feels
kind of
kiddish.
icky, but like
Yeah.
we can deal with
This
it.
feels like an action adventure, fun, good time movie that could have Brendan Fraser in it fighting giant CGI lizards.
Yes.
That's what the tone is. And Andor takes itself incredibly seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes me so mad because The reason I like I've really realized the reason I like Star Wars when I was young is because I wasn't smart enough to know that the show was being stupid.
Right.
I was stupid. I was young. I didn't understand that it was dumbing itself down to my 9-year-old level. At 9 years old, all of those stakes were incredibly high. But now I'm an adult, and I look back at the kids. So basically what I'm saying is, fuck the kids. Make Star Wars for adults.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll have the next Lord of the Rings. And I don't understand why they don't do that.
I don't know.
At the very least, do half and half. Make the cartoons for the kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? And keep those the same quality that they are. The people who like those seem to like those. I get it. But then make some stuff for adults that is serious, that doesn't interact or cancel out any of the canon from the other stuff. But make it entertaining.
I don't know. Hope part of me wants to say that
Judge,
they're realizing that. Judge, you need to see the OG series. That's about it. That's about it.
I don't even know if you...
You just need to know what the Empire is, I think, to really enjoy Andor. But I just think you need to know what the Empire is, and then watch Andor, and then watch Rogue One.
All you really need to know is that the Empire
That's all you need.
is bad.
Yeah.
And they're led by an emperor who's a dictator. Because in Andor, you see them kind of rise from, from the Empire is bad, but we're all right, to, this is like serious dictator shit. Like, this is not good.
They do cover it pretty good, I think. I would just, if you watch the OG series and you know what that is, then just watch Andor. You don't need to watch anything else.
It was crazy because I went to IMDb because I wanted to see an actress because she was hot and I want to know who she was. So I could follow her on Instagram and then possibly date her,
Yeah.
And so I went to...
As one does.
Yeah, exactly. And so I went to season 2, which is the episode she is, and I scrolled down. And this episode 8, 9.8 rating. 9.8. And there's 8,000 reviews, 6,000 reviews. That's like
wild.
Breaking Bad levels of good.
Yeah.
Everyone likes this show.
It's fucking insane.
And this isn't even
just the fucking stark difference.
Yeah.
Between this and anything else in this universe.
Yes.
Being run by the same studio.
Yeah.
The same people.
Yeah.
And they're like, make your little kid on an adventure in a pirate land show.
Right.
But then also make this extreme war oppression show.
And it's not flashy. There's no needs for giant battles in space or lightsabers to come out. You're riveted by the politics.
Yeah.
And it is incredible.
They make, because I think the biggest thing, here's Disney's flaw, is they tried to distance themselves from the prequels as far as they could when they came into it.
Yeah.
Because people didn't like the prequels.
Right.
But then they made the sequels, and then everybody was like, prequels really good compared to this.
Yeah.
And so then they've been slowly inching their way back into introducing Hayden Christensen, Obi-Wan Kenobi, like everybody from the fucking prequels again.
Well, I think they did the fan service to get people to not leave entirely. Like, if they hadn't made Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think people would have checked out. Because the Bad Batch ain't going to keep him around.
I really wish they did not make Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I don't know, man.
That show was ass.
Well, I don't disagree with you, but I think they made it so the people like me who are out would have some interest. But then it was also bad.
Yeah.
So then the people like me go, I'm not going to watch this.
Yeah, that was a terrible plan.
Yeah.
To make a really shitty Obi-Wan series.
I know it's hard to make good things. But at the same time,
Is it?
Is it?
Is it? Hire good people, maybe, and then they'll maybe make you good things. Take some fucking risk once in a while, and maybe you'll make some good things.
Yeah.
This show is a risk. It is a dark, depressing, heavy fucking show.
Yeah.
With a little spark of hope in it.
Yeah.
And that's a risk to do when you're Disney.
I agree.
And yet it exists. I can't express how fucking happy I am that it does. I'm sad that we will probably not get more of this world of Star Wars.
So why not?
Because they're treating... No.
Is it not going to make money?
if Disney Plus didn't exist and cable was still going fucking hard, right? Skeleton Crew, the last show that came out before Andor, that would have been on the Disney Channel.
Cartoon Network or whatever.
It would have been.
What's Clone Wars on?
It's a Disney Channel.
Then yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, it would have been on Disney Channel. You could watch the Skeleton Crew, which is a Star Wars show.
This is an HBO show.
This
Andor
is absolutely an HBO show.
Yeah, it's an HBO
People
show.
fucking die, dude. As soon as his best friend died, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit's getting serious. Everyone he knows has to be dead or gone because of where he is in Rogue One.
Yeah.
So that takes care of all of his supporting cast.
Yeah.
I have two qualms with this show.
All right, let me hear them. Because these are probably Star Wars fan qualms.
I forget one, but I remember the other.
Must really bother you, that first one.
I knew that his love interest had to get out of the show.
Bix? Okay,
yes, Bix. I know that she had to leave, die, get captured, anything like that.
Okay.
I didn't super love that she chose, like, I get that she chose the rebellion over their love, like that's the message. I don't buy it.
I do.
I don't know.
I think that's totally feasible.
Maybe on a rewatch.
Because what's the alternatives?
Maybe I'm paying too much attention to Andor's character over the course of the time jumps of this season, and not enough to hers. Because I can kind of see that she was like, when they were in that apartment in Coruscant, she was heavily like, I want to be involved more. Why am I not? But she's crazy, but, like that. She wants to be involved.
Yeah.
And she wants to be at the same level that Andor is. So maybe that's it.
Here's the brilliance of the show. What you're describing is exactly it. There's two catalysts. One is what you're describing. Luthen shows up, and he wants to give her a job. Sees her. She's in a good place in that episode. She's fine.
She's on drugs, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. He said he changes his mind. No more jobs for her. So that's checkbox number one. She can't help herself. Okay. Checkbox number 2, Force Healer says Andor is comfortable with you. And she knows Andor well enough that if he's comfortable, he's not interested in the rebellion. Because he's only interested in him feeling good, as most humans are, and the people he's with feeling good.
Sure.
So by her leaving, that's how she helps the rebellion. Because she knows that Andor will only help the rebellion, and the rebellion needs him if she's not in the picture. And she can't do anything herself. She can't stay and convince Andor to help when she can't help.
Right.
Because they could do things together and he'd be fine, but she's not capable of doing it. So that's her way. It's brilliant writing.
I completely agree with you that that trajectory makes a lot of sense and is brilliant for her character. I think maybe the only thing is that I'm just not seeing enough of that. Like that's kind of the gripe I had with Thunderbolts, was like, I feel like I could have seen more of the group rather than the progression of the movie.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah. But Thunderbolts is also 2 hours and this is 9.
That might be.
It helps a lot.
Well,
too,
that might be why I need to rewatch it like in a full go kind of thing.
Right.
And pay more attention to Bix, I guess. But because I think I've only been seeing her as like a.
She's the girl.
A catalyst for Andor rather than her own self.
Yeah, but she is her own person.
Her motivations would be.
And that's another brilliant thing of this show is that everybody's somebody.
Yeah.
Like they do that really well, like the hotel guy. He's doing his part. He's barely in the show, but he remembered from that one conversation with Andor in disguise that the rebellion is important, and he cares about his
city. So I got a question, and it's kind of spoilery. So
who cares? We all know how it ends. It all ends with Rey looking at 2 suns where Luke used to live. Yeah. That's how the whole series ends. She's a Skywalker too. Congratulations.
Woof.
Okay.
Plot note. Stop.
He's needling you.
Anyways, okay.
Also, Aaron made me laugh.
The guy.
Total shit from Star Wars.
I don't know his fucking name, but the guy that is with the ISB chick.
Cyril. We call him Cyril, but his name is Cyril.
Cyril.
Yeah.
And do you think... Because his turn is a little interesting to me, and I don't fully understand it.
Me and Aaron were talking about that while we were watching it.
Right, because he was very supportive of helping her and the Empire in doing what they wanted, but because she didn't give him the full
he
view
gave
of the plan,
his life to her cause.
Right.
And her cause wasn't even her cause.
It wasn't hers, it was someone else's? But it was still the Empire's, which is like his whole drive was to be a guy that the Empire can rely on.
But he was being used.
Right.
Like, he was basically...
And so that broke him.
Yeah.
And then that's why he did the strangling.
I interpreted
and
as
stuff.
everybody he was with, he was friends with.
Well, because that's how I took it. Was like he got broken by learning that, left, and was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
And then he sees Andor. And then he's like, fuck.
Yeah, this guy started the whole thing.
This is what...
My life
right.
was ruined because of this man.
This was my inciting factor.
Yes.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
Let me do the thing I wanted to do for so long.
Another thing this show did really great... Every time they're in the same place, they aren't.
Right.
And I was
waiting. I was like, they're on the same fucking planet.
And I was literally like, when he went the first time and he's back on course, and I'm like, that's convenient, you know. And then like they send some other people, and I was so wrapped up in the drama, I didn't even think, oh my god, they're both in the same place at the same time. They could see each other right now.
They passed each other in the fucking.
And so when they do, I was like,
right, yep,
yeah.
And so I do love that, like. He's broken. He's in this place of like, what is my life? What do I know? Kind of thing.
Because she betrayed me. My life's a lie.
Exactly. All of that.
My mother's
broken life. And he sees the thing that incited it and is like, remember. I remember now. Yeah. And so then he goes and he fucks him up. And then he gets fucked up. And then he gets the gun and he's like pointing it. And then he decides, wait, what am I doing?
Yeah, because Andor doesn't even know who he is.
Right,
I love that. Matter. It's like, who are you?
And I thought in my head, I'm like, is he gonna fucking join the rebellion? Yeah. Like, that's where I was at. And then he dropped the gun a little bit. And I'm like, oh shit, he fucking is.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Andor, 30 minutes later, is, I've overplayed my hand. My luck's going to run out. And literally, you think about it, every time he's escaped, it's been down to sheer luck or someone else's sacrifice.
Yep.
And it's just crazy good writing.
Yeah.
Incredible
I remember
acting.
the other over ham-fisted thing that I was mad about.
Oh, yeah?
So the Bix leaving was one of them, but I that needs a rewatch for me to fully like.
Well, and with writing this dense, you do need multiple watches.
Yeah,
sure.
I would think I need to reanalyze it from maybe her perspective as a character rather than just like a supporting role or inciting.
Yeah.
But the introduction to the robot.
You didn't like it?
I was just a little like, there's a dead robot. Might as well take it. You know.
I mean, I think that was fine. What's wrong with that? How else is it supposed to be?
I don't know.
I mean...
Yeah, I don't know.
I do like that he's in it. The next 3 episodes are going to determine whether or not Andor is the best piece of Star Wars. Well, it already is, to be honest. I don't think anything's ever going to surpass it. Yeah. But, like, Aaron told me... I didn't watch a trailer because we had it on this show, and we didn't watch it because neither...
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I'll wait. When does it come out? Tuesday?
Well, maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but there are characters that appear in the next 3 episodes that are in the trailer that we have not seen yet.
Well, you said Darth Vader was in this at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Darth Vader shows up in the next 3 episodes.
Okay.
And he is choking Yennefer of Vengerberg. That's the ISB lady. Yeah, she's Yennefer in the Witcher 3 games. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
You know Yennefer?
Yeah.
Lilac and Gooseberries?
Yeah, the main chick in The Witcher? Yeah.
Yeah. Not the show.
Not the show.
The game.
The game.
That's her.
She's the voice of Yennefer in the game.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, and if you played 600 hours of The Witcher like I did, it's hard to hear something else besides Yennefer.
She's fucking great.
She's excellent.
She is fucking excellent.
Yeah, she's great in The Witcher 3 too.
What'd they get? The guy, what's the guy in Game of Thrones?
Certain people should maybe play The Witcher 3 to experience how great it is.
Who?
They know who they are. Anyway, what?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I completely lapsed on what I was going to say.
It's good. So here, it's going to determine if it can still handle. It's going to become Star Wars.
Yeah, the guy from Game of Thrones, the guy that's controlling Yennefer.
Oh, he's in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
oh my God, he's the Maester guy.
Yeah.
I wondered what he was from. That little wrinkled neck bitch.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Also great.
He is excellent.
Krennic's great in this. Everyone's so good.
Yeah.
Everyone's so fucking good.
But the next 3 episodes are going to involve characters that aren't originals. Like, Krennic is from Rogue One.
Right.
You know, like, K2 is from Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
Andor is from Rogue One.
Well, yeah, but they got to tie it in at some point. It's a year before the fucking Big Bang.
It's going to determine if this show, if it handles Star Wars the same way it's handled the rest of the show. Like, when he shows up and he's force choking people and lightsaber and hose, if it still stays grounded and dramatic and real and terrifying, there is no reason that Disney, with their unlimited bag of money and their open Rolodex of talent, cannot continue to make shows like this from here on out. There's just no reason.
Well, I think, for me, I think that's why the show got a season 2, is because out of all the shit that they put out onto Disney Plus, this one has the most praise out of any of them.
The normies care about this one.
Yes. Every OG fan of Star Wars before Disney loves this show.
Yeah.
And it's because it's fantastic.
Yeah. If I didn't like Star Wars, I would still watch this show.
Right. And it's just like...
And I don't like Star Wars.
I think, well, Kathleen Kennedy is out. You know that, right?
Is she actually?
Yeah, she's retiring this year.
I feel like she's cordyceps, man. She's just going to be there forever.
She's retiring this year, and I don't know who they need to put in charge, but they need to put fucking Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I don't know. I feel like they're too close to it.
I don't disagree with you. I think they should oversee it, but they need to pick talent who have vision.
Yeah, because I just, like, Ahsoka had its own problems. The Mandalorian Season 3 had a lot of problems.
Yeah, I heard
It's
that.
just like...
Yeah.
It started off in a good place, but then it got warped into the Disney mindset of...
Well, and no one...
And I would assume that's not them. I'm assuming that's production.
It could be.
And
no one bats 1,000.
Pressure and
Nothing
stuff.
is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's 6 flawless seasons of Game of Thrones. And they really fucked the dismount.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is excellent. Nothing needs to be 100% perfect. That is an unrealistic standard. Some shows do it. Some shows don't. Even Breaking Bad has the fly. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
It happens.
I don't know what you mean, but I'll take
There's
it.
one episode of Breaking Bad right in the middle of the show where they spend the entire season, or the entire episode, inside their meth den, and there's just a fly bothering them. And people are like, this episode sucks. It's a filler episode. It shouldn't exist. You know? And that is... So it's famous for being the bad episode of Breaking Bad.
Okay. God damn it. Make your point, and then I'm...
My point is that if Dave Filoni was chosen to be the Grand Poobah of Star Wars, I think that's better than having Kathleen Kennedy.
I agree,
who's
because
made more
Dave
bad than
Filoni
good.
actually likes Star Wars.
He's made more good than bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so I also I finished Andor's 3 new episodes last night.
Okay.
Today I watched Warfare, which is an A24 movie about a very specific incident in Iraq. It's based off of real people, real event that happened.
Yep.
And it's very grounded.
Okay.
It's very Andor, very real.
Okay.
Like, it was a little bit jarring because I'm like, oh, Andor's so good. And then I watch this, I'm like, oh, right, that is what war actually is.
Yeah. Well, you mean there's no stormtroopers?
There's no lasers. People die. It gets hurt. Like,
hey,
it's not just...
That one guy died, man.
It's not made up.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I watched that. And like, it's an hour and a half. It's a very short movie. And so, like... it ended in a way to where I'm just like, okay, so what was the point of the movie? And the entirety thing that I just got away from it was just that some things just happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that fly episode like you were describing, that's just them existing in their world.
Yeah.
Like that's the characters being who they are.
It's Always Sunny did that brilliantly. Remember there was an episode where they did the game thing? They all Charlie Takes Over the World, I believe, is the name of the episode. Yeah. And literally they're just... Dennis goes off and has like a mission with himself where he goes into the isolation chamber and comes back and he's British, and then he just deletes everyone's account.
Nor Charlie.
Exactly. And he just deletes everyone's games so they can't play anymore. Yeah. And then they're like, what do we do now? And he's like, I don't know. Sometimes it just happens.
Yep.
Things just kind of end.
Yep.
And then they literally roll the credits.
Yep.
And that's the end of the episode. And that is how life is, man.
Yep.
Sometimes shit just happens.
So, well, and sometimes shit, and by shit I mean like media that we consume, is just a moment in time.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily need to be like a
It doesn't need to stick with you and
starting
resonate.
point, and then a resolution of some sort at the end, or like a message necessarily. It might just be like,
this is what's happening.
Experience this.
Well, and Warfare's from like a
moment.
documentary style perspective, so it's literally here's what's happening. This is it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a recreation, but
Well, right,
it's
but-
like as accurate as I think it could be.
Yeah.
It said that the entire film was like in the opening, credit or whatever, it rolled like, here we are in Iraq in 2006 or some shit, and it's like this film is from the memory of the people
20
who
years
lived
ago.
it,
Jesus Christ.
and so
Mission accomplished 20 years ago.
Yep.
That's wild. Watch this drive 20 years ago. Man.
watch this drive. I don't know. So I give like episodes like that a little bit of lax.
I do too.
Because I think that's what I didn't give Andor in season 1.
Yeah.
Like some of the episodes in the beginning when they're
First
planning
3.
the heist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of them are just slow. But a lot of them are just, you're supposed to live in this world as the people.
Yeah, you got to warm up the engine.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, you got to experience what it is.
Well, and part of that is good storytelling because you can show their lives are boring, monotonous,
a lot
normal.
of planning.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're in a situation.
I think that's
that is wild compared to
on
where
a
you were 6 months
rewatch.
ago.
That's the best part of what makes the actual heist
Correct.
episode so good.
Correct.
Is the buildup and you knowing how much time and like risk is involved in it, and like
and that's what made Lost so good back in
Yeah.
the day is that there were several episodes of Lost where just really nothing happened.
Yeah.
But it made the episodes where something did happen. You're like, oh God, you know, and it's
and
good
like,
storytelling.
It and that's the risk part of it too, is because everyone's just so fucking TikTok
generation, man. You're so right. Yeah.
Minecraft moved at a blazing
Yes.
speed.
Every part of these movies
There
are
is
memeable
no
or
slow
clippable.
point. Yeah.
I agree with you.
There's no time to breathe, and that Andor gives you some breath.
But
This season less so, but that's because it's also ramping the fuck up.
here's the difference. Here's the thing about Andor to me is because it is Star Wars, and it makes me like Star Wars again. Like when I saw the first 3 episodes are about him flying one TIE fighter.
Yep.
And when that's happening, I'm like, holy shit, TIE fighters are sick as hell. And the whole time I'm just thinking about you because I know you have toys of Star Wars.
Sure.
And I have judged you for those toys because who gives a shit? Stormtroopers are stupid.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I'm like, holy shit, that's sick. And it made me feel like I felt in 2001 when I was right deep in the prequel area.
Well, that's because the world, like
The world is great.
Even then, back then, like the movies existed by themselves. Sure, they're a little campy. Abso-fucking-lutely.
George Lucas, though, is him because all of this shit has lasted 80 years.
But then you
Stormtroopers
get-
were in 1977.
you remember the books? There's one specific artist that did just a smattering of books throughout the OG series and the prequel series, where he just put out like cut diagrams of how the ships work and
I know exactly
where
what you're talking
different
about.
parts
I
are and
owned all
stuff
those.
like that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were dope as shit.
Yeah.
And so it's the delving into the details
They
and
didn't
the
do
minutia
that for the sequels.
No, not at all.
And that's what we lost.
Yeah.
100% that's
I
what we
bought
lost.
the art book for Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It was shit.
I mean, George Lucas...
There's a lot of conceptual art.
George
sure,
Lucas
but,
is not a
like,
good director. That is a well-known fact.
Yeah,
and again, there is nothing wrong with that. No one needs to be everything.
Not the best writer for dialogue.
But
either.
his world is incredible. The fact that we're coasting off his... Well, and also the prop makers and the art designers and the conceptual artists. But he led those.
The props
He
in
would
this
walk in
season
there.
were so good.
Yeah, but they're-
when that fucking one woman that works for Luthen pulled out her little like listen to shit, and there's like plugs and dials and stuff. I'm like, man, someone made that.
Yeah.
That's real.
That is something
and
about
that's
Andor.
insane.
I think I told Aaron about this all the time. Like, these sets are incredible.
Yeah.
Like, these are real
Yep.
sets. Like the square, Parma Square, is real.
Well, and that's why mainly every single shot of Gorman is in that square.
Yeah.
Is because it's the only set that they built.
Well, also, every planet's one fucking thing.
Yeah,
so, I
yeah.
assume every planet is just a bunch of
But
Gorman squares.
The detail for the sets that they did build are fucking phenomenal.
Aaron says you can really like Star Wars if you ignore all the shit content. And that's literally...
That's
That's
the
me.
gist.
That's me. But yeah, I mean, back in the day, like, I used to read their books, man. Like, when Star Wars Attack of the Clones came out, The book's released a week before the movie. And this is before the internet. There were no leaks.
Right.
Okay? Because your leaks came from, like, magazines that were sold. Like, I have a box in my house, like a Rubbermaid container, a huge one, that's just filled with Star Wars paraphernalia. Like, probably should show Aaron that sometime, because there's probably stuff in there that he would like.
Probably.
But, like, I have, like, Pepsi cans from, like, the Phantom Menace in there, and, like, I have books from all those stuff, and I have People magazines that have pictures of Natalie Portman in her costume, because that was the only source of information that you could get on upcoming movies, because there was no Twitter. There was no YouTube, because I'm old as dirt. Okay?
Yeah.
So I read the book, Attack of the Clones, before the movie came out. A book this big. I read that before Attack of the Clones came out. Maybe this is why I like spoilers. It might be. But it gave the whole plot away, but it also it gave more details. And I remember vividly reading the scene where Anakin chops all of the Sand People up.
Right.
And I'm like, there's no way this is in the movie. This is too violent.
It isn't.
It isn't. Right.
Yeah.
But I remember reading the book and being like, holy shit. Like, and I mean, back then I was probably like, heck, this is wild. I'm going to go listen to DC talk.
I think that's the gist.
Hey, Booley.
Is because if Andor season 2 was in Attack of the Clones, they would have shown the beginning of the genocide, like a scene.
Yeah.
5 seconds, wipe.
You would have seen them walking down the steps, take a couple shots,
Yep.
wipe to the Senate. 100%. I agree with you. 100%.
And it's like,
They showed a lesbian kiss. That was crazy, dude. There was a lesbian kiss.
Yeah, there was.
On Disney. Lesbians smooching.
Yep.
You know, that's not in my America.
Yep,
you know,
that's big.
You know, Bail Organa said the shit word.
He did say shit.
That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. They said genocide.
They did say genocide.
That's
I
crazy.
have to pee.
Okay. Should we end or?
No.
We haven't talked about 1, 2, 3, 4,
we got so much more.
5, 6,
I gotta
7,
pee.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Fill
16,
time.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, or 26. We haven't talked about 26 topics yet. That's a lot. There is no Pepsi in the Phantom Menace cans. You have to get rid of the soda in your cans or it will explode. Okay? I ain't no fool. I collect soda cans. All right? You guys hear Kira whining up there? Hey, Kira. How you doing? You don't need to be down here. Colby's peeing. Just go bug Colby. Go bug him. Here she comes. She squeezed through the cat door. Hi, Kira. Hi. How you doing? You so sad, huh? You're just so lonely. You're just so lonely. Oh, yeah, get up here so people can see you at least, you know? You like the trophy shelves of beverages? Yeah, I need to put the Ho Gardens up there, you know? All right, she's gone. Look at that. Yeah, Colby added these shelves last week. They look excellent. He did a great job. Chat, while he's gone, let me tell you about my merch over at sethandcolby.com/merch. Okay? Go buy some. That's literally it. If you haven't checked out our merch, I would appreciate it. Right now, I'm doing free shipping on all orders over $50. In addition to the Seth and Colby branded merch that we have there, there's also, if you just go to the homepage, you can buy my basics. My core group of blanks is essentially what it is. I got shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, joggers, shorts. They're all minimalist and they're beautiful. I hand selected them. They're affordable, $25 for a shirt, free shipping if you buy 2. I mean, can you beat that? I would love for you guys to wear my clothes, okay? And that's at sethandcolby.com/merch. Would appreciate it. Platano, are you playing Fortnite? Is that happening? Because Aaron played Fortnite the other day. There is a Chicken Jockey shirt, and I sold like 8 of them, and you guys are like, I don't think it's anyone in this chat. Well, there is. A couple of you probably in this chat bought some, but it's mostly podcast listeners. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Okay. I can't believe there are people in public out there wearing Chicken Jockey shirts. My green face. It's wild. Hey, Kira's down here. Colby just stared. Colby just... Oh, sorry, Aaron. Aaron did not download Fortnite. He hates it, and it sucks. Okay? I thought he was coming down, but he's not coming down. What's happening? He's having a discussion with his woman. It is 8 o'clock. We're technically supposed to wrap it up right now. But it's only been 2 hours of show. So, I don't know what's happening. What's up? You just bring me a bottle of whiskey.
Well, I had an extra beer that I'm going to drink.
Okay.
And I didn't want you to be alone, so I don't have another beer.
You mean you didn't want you to be alone? Because you're drinking alone.
Well, no.
I'm not. I'm
you don't
done
have
drinking.
to drink the whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink the other beer.
Yeah, but I will drink the whiskey.
Why? You're a guest in my home.
Why don't you give me the Japanese one because you hate it and you keep
I didn't
the
know
Pendleton.
where that was.
Okay. Well, here, trade me. That way you can drink your whiskey you like, and I'll drink the whiskey you don't like.
Yeah,
I do like.
That sounds great to me.
Sounds like a better deal. Hi. Oh, we're doing another shot? Hell yeah. Look, I agree with you, Booley Man. He's wild for that. I agree. No, Aaron did not relapse. He doesn't even know what Fortnite is.
Oh. You're talking about Fortnite?
Nope.
Is he playing Fortnite?
No,
Aaron, stop.
he's not.
Don't do it.
He didn't. He's
Why is
not.
that
And he's...
Why is that cringe?
Yep.
Make a toast, Colby.
To many more and Fantastic Four.
Hey, that was pretty good. Clink, clink. That's pretty good, man.
I really hope that's good.
I forgot how to breathe during that one.
Pendleton is so much better than whatever the fuck that is.
Did you not? What did you give me?
Pendleton.
I love
that's
this.
terrible.
No, that is way better than that.
Here, give me this. I need a drink.
What happened to you? Are you okay?
What was happening, I was thinking about what I was going to say after my shot. And in doing so, my body, because my brain is small and smooth, I could only think about one thing at once. So it means I forgot about how to swallow. And so I just didn't.
Wrong hole.
And now it's just sitting right here.
Yep.
Burning me, you know?
Chad, do we want to talk about my top knot real quick?
Dude, I wasn't going to mention it because it looks great.
It's a fucking Jesus Christ.
You look great.
That's a fucking long top knot.
You look awesome, man.
Jesus
You're looking really
Christ.
good. Can you say Shogun real quick?
Shogun.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, see, now it's
And he's Asian, so it's not racist.
It's so bad because now it needs to be an actual knot. It's not a ponytail. It needs to be a knot.
You need to bun it.
I didn't know I could, but looking at that length, I feel like I can.
Oh my God. There we go. Got it out. Now I'm good.
Bun.
Oh, your hair's so thick.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it is.
That
It's so
loud.
thick.
God damn it.
Your hair's
I don't know how to make a bun. Babe, how do I make a bun?
flour, yeast.
How you make a bun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have like an old sock you don't want, I can make a bun.
I'm sorry.
An old what?
I'm sorry, an old sock. He
We
comes
don't
in
want to
those.
go. Yeah, we don't want to go get my old socks.
No. If you cut a sock.
Why did we both think of the same thing?
If you cut a sock.
No.
What
It's
are you
just
wanting,
it's just a
like
fucking
messy bun or
ponytail.
like a bun.
No, just
He
like
needs
a
to do
ball,
like
not a
did
not
you watch
like a thing.
Did you watch Shogun with him?
No, he
Oh.
didn't want me to watch it.
I don't think that's true.
Hold on. It sounds right.
How bad do you feel that I've watched all of Andor season 2 so far without you?
You watched it all without me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel bad or good?
I need you to do this. Can you do that with his hair?
No.
I need you to do this.
I don't know how that works, but I can do the lazy version of that.
I need this in my life, please.
Okay, hold on.
That is what I want. Do you need to
Hold
see
on.
it?
No.
That has to take some styling.
Well, yeah, the top bit, but like now it's just higher on my head.
You look like
Yeah, you look great. That's it.
no.
Yeah, that's as close as I
That's
can do.
it. Keep
No.
that.
That's it.
You look like
That's
a
it.
character from Inside Out.
What?
I'm anxiety.
Does that anxiety have a top knot
I
like
think
that?
so. Yeah.
Yeah, this is no.
Yeah,
it
that's
kind of
a
looks
high.
like
That's
kind
a
of looks
high
like a
knot.
broccoli
This is
spot.
this is
spot.
very Asian.
It is incredibly. You should have a sword.
I don't have a sword. You know, I highly thought about getting a real life.
You talked about
samurai
that on
sword.
this show, yeah.
God, I really want one.
You should have got one, man. Should have got one. But yeah, you should have her teach you how to make like a real bun, where you like rotate it and like stick it in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's long enough for that yet.
Well,
Clearly, I thought it was... well, my thought was you wrap it once, and then you fold the hair, and then you wrap it 2 more times.
Okay.
And then that would be the knot rather than the pony.
Okay.
But
Well, you look...
my hair's
your
just
hair's,
popping out.
Your hair's looking great, man.
it's long.
Had you have a plan on how long you're going to grow it?
Until it's ridiculous, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Until it gets really hot. We've actually had a spring. You know
Yes,
that?
we
Like,
have.
we've had a lot of good weeks of
Yeah.
decent weather.
Ooh, what about braiding it? Platano's braiding his. What about the cornrow?
She tried to braid my hair once, and it hurt.
Can you do the cornrows? Yeah. Colby, next Thursday, please have cornrows.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm thinking Platano just messaged me a
not
picture of his
gonna
hair.
do
Let me look
that.
real.
Unless I take an ancestry test and I find out that I'm some percentage black,
Look at him.
I'm not going to do that.
Look at him.
Oh, man. Shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty long.
Yeah, he's looking good. Yeah.
What's your in chat, Plotno? I realized the other day on
5
her
inches, but
stream.
it's thick.
I've realized the other day on her stream that I've been saying his name wrong forever.
What?
I say Platano.
What is it?
It's Platano.
No, it's Platano.
No.
You've been saying what I said.
Platano.
It's Plantano.
Plantain.
That's what it is.
I
You gotta
took-
roll the R's.
I took the
Can you roll
ruler.
your R's?
No, I can't. I took the ruler upstairs, so I don't know how long it is. Mr.
Platano.
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 But it's pretty fucking long, man.
Yeah, it's Plathano. Oh, there's an H in there?
Plathano?
Dude, who gives a fuck? Your name is
What?
whatever we say it is. We got Me Nice 421 in the chat, and I call him Manich. Okay, you're Platano, and you're just gonna have to live with that. And if you don't like it, that's it. That's the end of the sentence. I've been calling that for 18 years. He could change his name to Meredith Sunshine, and I'm still gonna call him Platano because that's his name.
Yeah, but Platano's got that nice little airiness about it, you know. My hair is heavy.
Well, he's got better
just
genetics than you, dude.
Yeah, it just is a lot. I'd like Platano. I'm assuming that your hair isn't like the worst in heat. You know what I mean? Like it's not that bad in the heat. Mine feels like I'm wearing a heater on my head.
Well, he's got that Caribbean blood.
It's
That's gotta
the
help.
fucking worst.
What is your actual nationality? Italian, right?
I'm half Italian and then half a mix of European.
I feel like the Italian in you should have some heat resistance.
It
'Cause
doesn't.
They all grew up in like the
Very
Mediterranean.
pasty.
You know?
Look at me. I am the pastiest motherfucker. Not as pasty as Conan. That was a fun special.
Dude, you watch that?
Mm-hmm.
You know that like Kitty upstairs.
I don't know what it is about Nikki Glazier, but she fucking nails
She's
roasts
funny.
every time.
She's so funny.
Like half of her set was the interrupter, but that was the best part. Was the interrupter.
Well, the thing about Conan's special, and then we're talking about his Mark
It
Twain
was
prize
so
that's
good.
on Netflix right
Yeah.
now.
It's a good watch.
Platano says, "I get frizzy a tad. I have wavy curls. It's insane with waves on the flat top."
Is it hot though? That's my question because
it's
my
hot.
hair is hot.
The thing about Conan's special. Okay, first of all, I cannot believe he sat there and took all those compliments. That would literally physically kill me.
Yep.
To have that happen. If someone had, I would like,
You're a great man.
don't do this. Okay.
You are funny. You light up the room every time you walk in it.
I don't believe anything you're saying.
You're
so it's
great.
Fine. It's
You're
fine.
fantastic.
But him,
You're a very good and trusting friend.
like, how old?
I love you and I value this relationship.
Shut the fuck up. How old is Kumail Nanjiani?
Sorry, baby.
47.
Are you talking?
He's
I
old.
have my headphones in. I didn't hear anything that you were saying when you were down here.
When I was down?
Yeah, I was. You were talking. And I feel like I ignored you or something.
I have my headphones in. I heard everything you said.
I didn't hear anything. Were you saying? I got in a conversation with Plano about a hair. I got distracted.
Is this a bit?
No,
I don't know.
no, it's not a bit.
What is happening?
I'm just saying. I feel like I remember her talking.
Let's just move on.
What?
Did you run out of beer?
Yeah.
Let's just move. Let's just move.
That's
Let's just
why
move
I'm
past
I'm
it.
drinking a beer that we had like
In
in
Christmas.
Yeah, for 47,
2024.
he looks great, dude. Kumail Nanjiani is 47 years old.
Jesus Christ.
I was going to make the point that I feel like a lot of people at that thing were my age because Conan literally is my biggest comedy. Well, I stole everything I like.
Hero.
Yeah, I mean, hero, I guess, but like, I don't know, hero isn't right. Like, mold, like.
A lot of people said hero in that special.
I grew up watching Conan. And that's what a lot of people in that thing said. And now I'm realizing
such a good beer.
that none of those people grew up watching Conan like me.
Right.
Because Kumail is 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
I was literally laying in bed, going through puberty, watching Conan O'Brien.
Well, right, but Kumail came to this country and the first thing he saw was the masturbating bear.
That's
so
fantastic. That is fantastic.
It's basically the same thing.
I think my whole fucked up sleep schedule is because of Conan O'Brien. I think that I've never been able to sleep before 1 a.m. in my life because Conan O'Brien late night show ruined my sleep schedule. Because on days for school, I would try to go to bed, and if it was 11:36, I'm not going to bed until 12:36.
No,
every time.
I feel like we both have that like bad lack of self-worth.
And I kind of blame Conan for that.
No, hold on. That I'm saying that when we get through a day,
Yeah.
and we've done stuff in the day, it's not
Yeah.
like we haven't done anything. We have done things.
Yeah, like our women, right?
But at the end of the day, we're just like, oh my God, I should have done this. I'll do this
You have that?
tomorrow. Oh yeah,
I don't want this to sound really
all the
insulting,
time.
but you do so little work for me that I feel like
That's because I hate you, and you pay me nothing. All right? That's why I don't do work for you. If you paid me a good amount, I would do work for you.
The first part was the best part. The second part's too real. The first part where you just hate me, I enjoy that greatly.
Yeah, I don't do work for you.
Anyway.
I did your damn banner today, man.
You did.
Oh, I hated that thing.
It took you a month, but you
God,
did.
it was so much effort.
Anything, Colby, when you want Colby to do work, you got to send him something medium difficulty. Anything that's really easy, he puts off to the next day because it's going to take him 30 seconds.
Yep.
And anything that's really hard, he's going to put off because it's hard. His sweet spot is mild difficulty.
The only reason why I put off easy things for more than a day is because I just assume they're going to be hard, so I don't even look at it.
What does that even mean?
I just don't even look at it.
Do you just assume everything's
Like,
hard?
sometimes you just send me shit to vectorize, and I'm like, that's so easy.
Yeah, so you don't do it.
But, like, I don't look at it because I'm like, he sent me 5 things in the same day. I'm assuming all of them are going to be intricate to where I have to put time in. I don't got the time today.
Yeah, but you aren't. It isn't ever. It's very rare. It's very rare I send you something super hard. It's very rare. I try to take it easy. I feel for you. Okay.
Yeah.
I do hate sending you work.
You worked on my salary.
I did. I gave you more money.
No. You worked on what I'm getting paid right now.
Actually, you make more than I ever did. But yes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I thought you were getting paid the same.
No. I made less than you, but I also did way less work.
I feel like you did more work.
Websites have the benefit of appearing hard, but if you're good at them, they're easy.
Okay.
Like, the stuff that my stuff does is incredibly complicated and no one else
Well,
really can do.
Yeah,
but once they're
websites
up and working,
are
it's easy.
Easy, yet they're just time consuming.
Yeah.
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 It's not that it's hard necessarily, but it's just hard to me is how much time I'm going to put into it.
Let's move on past work because your work likes my Instagram posts now and I don't want to talk about them. So anyway, let's talk about Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
Okay. The man is my idol. He's my inspiration. Like, I don't know. I literally stole from him. Like, one of my things is if you steal from me, you're stealing twice, which I stole from Don and Mike. But like, I watch Conan and I feel physical. I don't even know what it is. There's probably some weird German word for it. Where like I see what he's doing.
Kindlebach.
And I'm like, that is exactly what I would do
Kindlebach.
in that situation. And so it's a little bit of rage because he has what I want.
Yeah. You're his doppelganger.
But he also really tried. Like, I never tried to become a writer or to become a comedian or become
you also live in Kansas.
an actor.
So
Yeah, but you know, he did. I mean, Boston's closer to New York than Kansas is.
Yeah,
but-
Boston
but
has
he
its
also,
own
But he
shit.
moved to L.A. before he went back to New York. Like, he tried. He left his home, went to L.A., got a job as a writer. Like, he tried. I never tried. The only thing I ever tried was this. And I am butthurt that this never took off. Because it should have. Because we're funny as hell. And we don't try nearly as hard anymore because we've both given up. We realize it's never going to happen now, so now we just do whatever we like.
Yeah.
But back in the day, man, I tried. Like, hard.
I would say absolutely you tried.
Yeah.
I don't
you're
think
just
I was
naturally
ever
funny.
on that.
You don't need to try.
I'm the straight man to you. I just level you out and then kind of just baseline.
Yeah, you make me
shit.
enraged,
Yeah.
and then I yell at you
Yeah,
and
that's
scream.
fun.
Yeah, that's what people are.
I'm the compliment. You're the key. You know what I mean?
What?
You're the key.
Okay.
And I'm the compliment.
What? Those metaphors don't match.
Okay, hold on.
Like, I should be the key, and
I'm
you
the
should
hand.
be the doorknob because I go
No. I'm the hand. Because without
You're
you,
turning
I
the
couldn't
key.
unlock it. But
Okay.
you're the key, and I
But
can
without
unlock
you, the key wouldn't move. I'd
it.
just sit in the
Yeah,
lock.
Exactly.
That's pretty sexy. I like that. I don't feel that's so stupid.
I'm gonna hand your key so hard
I don't like this.
later.
I don't like this. But
I might have taken one too many whiskey shots.
I love Conan. That's my whole point. And I love that he got honored. And he did it in the most perfect way ever, which is he doesn't take it. He takes it.
I thought his like real speech at the end was really good,
He takes
and then
it
I
seriously
also love
enough.
that he made it silly at the
Yeah,
end.
he needs it to. He wants people to know that he does take it seriously. He understands this is an honor, but he also needs people desperately to know that he hates being honored. So he makes Will Forte dress up as Colonel Sanders and fucking dance around. Like, that is so perfect. I absolutely love that.
Good.
I love it so
was
much.
Solid. The only weak
Will
link.
Ferrell is not great,
Yeah,
by the
Will
way.
Ferrell was the only weak link. I think his set would have worked if it was later in the show, because like I think the later that you get, the drunker you get as the crowd, and then it's funny.
I don't know.
Sarah.
I also
Sarah
greatly
Silverman
enjoyed
killed it.
Sarah Silverman's pussy lip jokes because his daughter was sitting next to him,
Yep.
and then his wife and his son.
Yep.
And if you watch that show, his daughter is dying during that whole segment,
Yep.
and he is so embarrassed. And it is when she said
She
like
printed out a photo and put it on every single
Every
seat in the
chair.
auditorium. And
That-
it had people put it in between their legs and be like, "Look, you have a vagina now."
and she called it like lipless beef curtains.
Yep.
And like his daughter was
It
not.
was a great bit.
It is fantastic, and he loved that more than anything because he's the joke. And when he's the joke, it's excellent, and that's what I want. I want to be the joke. I am a joke, and I want to be the joke, and that is my perfect speed.
I'm trying to think of the standouts. Sarah Silverman was great.
Nikki
Nikki
Glaser.
Glaser was great. The
Yeah.
Interrupter was great. I think John Mulaney did really good as the opener. I think he was a solid one to open.
John
it
Mulaney's
off.
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Bill Burr was kind of a little bit of an upset to me. I don't know why.
Well, I think he was uncomfortable.
He also doesn't like giving or receiving compliments.
He doesn't want to
so,
do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler fucking killed it too.
Oh my God,
I
Adam
loved
Sandler.
his. It was so good. It felt so personal.
So do you listen to anything Conan does? Like, do you watch his podcast?
Very rarely. I pop in and out.
Hey, thanks, Marcus. Here's the deal. Okay. Adam lives...
South Korean. Be specific.
Because that matters.
I'm not in a communist dictatorship.
Okay. I think that's implied by the fact you're on the internet.
Yeah.
Anyway. Adam Sandler lives near Conan.
Mm-hmm.
And Conan tells stories all the time about how Adam Sandler would just walk by his house and yell, Coney! Just at his house. And like, he'll be there, he won't be there, he doesn't want him to come out and say hi, he'll just be in his office and he'll just hear Adam Sandler screaming Coney out his window. And I love that. And you know it's real because you see Conan come out and they pan to Adam Sandler and everyone else is just clapping politely and he's screaming, Coney! Just into the abyss. And that killed me.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell that their relationship, I think, was the most genuine because he's the one who came out at the end, too. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, they lived out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it made me want, it made me wish I was a little older so I understood why everyone likes Dave Letterman. Like, Dave Letterman's before my time.
Dave Letterman's great.
I don't disagree with you, but I also don't really know any of his content.
I know some of his bits. I don't know all of them, and then I've definitely watched like some highlight reels on YouTube, which have given me the respect that I do have for him. Because I would agree.
But like,
if I was to watch late night when I was younger, Letterman was not the one I was watching. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And so, like, it's
Well, and
a little
Letterman
older
is
crowd.
Conan's idol.
Right.
Like, and so when, like, that is, like, that would be, put in perspective, like, if I was getting the Mark Twain Prize and Conan came out and gave me the final speech, like, I would pass away.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that that happened to Conan, I absolutely love
I could see that
happened
being
to
like
him.
a fucking...
But if there's ever some type of honor for me,
Earthquaking
like when I
kind of
die, if you don't roast me, I'm mad. Like, I will invent haunting to ruin your life.
Right.
Like, every time that you're having sex, I'm in your ear. You know? Just something.
I think about that every time.
You know? I'm going to ruin your life.
She knows.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Anyway. Who's going to win in a fight? 1 gorilla or 100 men?
Oh, God.
This is 2 weeks old, but we didn't talk about it because last week we talked about Thunderbolts the entire show. It needs to be discussed, okay? It needs to be discussed.
Okay, can the men coordinate?
I
Because
assume,
that's the
yeah,
better
why can't they
question.
talk to each
Well,
other?
because men, they hate other men.
Well, yeah, but there's a gorilla that they have to kill. So I feel like they have to coordinate.
Yeah, I think men are pretty good at teaming up against a bigger foe.
I mean, it may take 20 people dying
Yeah.
before they like, oh shit, we got to actually
But
get together
my
on this.
thing is, like, yeah, I've seen the TikToks and I've been like, they're down to like the 60 or 70th man in some of their situations when they're just like, oh, the gorilla dies or some shit. It's like, if you swarm that motherfucker,
Yeah, that's my thought as well. I agree that
100 is
100's
a
insane.
lot.
It's a lot of
like,
people.
you don't know what 100 is until you see 100
Agreed.
of something, and then you're just like, shit, that's a lot.
I think people don't understand the magnitude of 100 men.
No.
I agree with you. Because I
No.
do believe that if a man runs at a gorilla, one-on-one, I
Oh,
do
yeah.
believe the gorilla,
yeah,
every
fucked
time.
off. He's the
But
droid from Andor.
how many
throwing him
times can you
across
get,
the-
your arm's going to get tired after, man, 40, man, 70, and then you still got 30 men left?
Even then, no, because if you get
But they're gonna rush
here's
him.
my thing: if you're rushing them,
Yeah.
then your arm swipe is gonna hit 4 at the same time,
Yeah.
to where that strength that would have hit 1 across the room is only moving 4 a little bit. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna go shoulder, 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 and physics that deteriorates.
Yeah,
you know what I
agreed.
mean?
Agreed.
So like, if they swarm at the same time, it could be over real fast.
The first man's dead.
There are several men dead.
Yes.
For sure.
But ultimately, the gorilla is dead. The 100 men will win.
Well, it depends. Are we going like gorilla facing 100, or are we going gorilla in the middle in a circle of 100?
I gotta assume
because if we're doing
it is
circle in 100,
I gotta assume it's 100 men in a tight square formation, and then 1 gorilla.
I would.
And they run each other like Battle of the Bastards.
I would encircle them like Lord of the Rings, Return
Well,
of the King.
I think they could start in this formation, and then
Yeah.
they can spread to whatever
no,
formation
and
is
the
necessary
very back
strategically.
guy, the first guy in line in the very back, just runs up with the biggest nut kick that you could ever fucking
I
imagine.
got big balls.
Yeah, the gorilla's nuts hurt.
I mean, they're basically men.
I've seen a bear get hit in the nuts by a pole that
Yeah.
it didn't know that it was going to hit its nuts, and it hurts.
Yeah, dude.
You could tell the bear hurts.
Yeah.
So, like, groin kick that
Why do
fucking
you think
gorilla, and it's
evolutionarily?
gone.
Why do you think evolutionary our nuts hurt? Don't you feel like we should have like not had our balls just hanging out?
Yeah, you would really think.
Like, how come women get
I
their
think
balls
it's
inside?
I think
but
it's
we
a
have them
like
out?
it's a natural weakness. You know what I mean? Like, if a god exists, he was like,
But isn't
men gotta have
evolution
something.
supposed to get rid of weaknesses?
Yeah, but it's got to factor in weaknesses with reproduction, and it's like, well, I don't know what's the
Our
most
balls
productive.
don't need to be outside our body to
They
be
do.
reproductive.
They need to you know,
I don't know.
produce testosterone and semen.
They can be inside for that.
And the pee.
Pee is stored in the balls. That is a fact.
That's an old meme.
I do believe if we surrounded the gorilla,
If you asked Aaron, is pee stored in the balls, do you think he would get it?
well, he's watching, so
Aaron, do you think you would get that?
I mean, get it? You mean like, do you know why it's a joke?
Yeah.
I haven't showed him. Well, I'm not gonna say till he says, but like, I doubt he gets it. I don't know why you'd get that.
Yeah, like that's an old meme.
Yeah, I don't think that's a meme.
It's a
That
meme.
he would know.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know Italian brain rot, by the way?
No, what's Italian brain rot?
I've heard the joke before. Was it from me? Italian brain rot? You don't know Italian brain rot? I'm not going to show you it on this show. Just I'll
Is it
send
just
you some
really bad Italian accents?
No, I don't really know how to explain it.
or
It's
is it
like,
just Mario in
no?
really
It's
weird
AI.
situations?
It's AI slop.
Okay.
Okay, and like tung 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 Sahur is like a stick that has a stick, and he's wearing sneakers. And there's like frappuccini. That's like a sexy cappuccino cup. It's when you explain brain rot, it doesn't work. I'll just send you some later.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a thing. Aaron keeps.
I'm
me,
offended, just by the way.
Aaron tries to keep me in touch with what's happening.
Yeah,
with
I don't
youth,
got that.
and I
I'm
greatly appreciate.
I didn't
it.
even know there's a new pope.
You have to know this shit if you're going to stream on Twitch because you get alpha come in and they're like, "Oh, you're cappuccini, fatty assy," and I'm like, "Okay, I understand why you're insulting me."
Sure.
You got to know this shit. So
I don't know this shit.
I appreciate it. The problem is like in 10 years he's going to be out. And I'm
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
fucked, so I'm going to have to find another one. I have to make another kid. I really should start now. You want to get pregnant?
Yep.
All right, let's go upstairs.
Put it in me.
So men win against gorilla. Okay. All right.
100? Yeah.
Yeah.
50?
I think 50 even.
That's a
win.
toss-up.
If they're encircled, I think 20 win.
20?
I think 20 win. Encircled, man. He's going to just get
nut
overpowered.
shot, easy.
He's just going to get overpowered.
He gets distracted by the pain,
It's not
and
even
then you
distracted.
just chokehold him.
He only has so many moves.
Yeah.
You know?
They have the same basic structure of inner organs that we
Right,
do. You
right.
just choke his head, he's out.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
they're strong, but you got people underestimate the quantity. I agree with you. 100%.
I never realized how much 1,000 was until I cut out 1,000 stickers, and I'm looking at all those on
my
a
God.
table,
That'll
and I'm
do
like,
it.
holy shit, this is so many.
Yeah. When we go to me and Aaron go to K-State football games and there's 50,000
Yeah.
people there, it really puts into perspective
Numbers.
how insignificant you are.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking how many millions of people live in New York City?
Yep.
And this football stadium is 50,000 and you're telling me there's 40 of these on an island?
Yep.
It starts to not make sense. Yeah.
It really doesn't make sense when you watch a city council meeting full of people who only care about codes and regulations.
There's not a lot. I mean, there is 1 million people here, but at the same time,
1 million people here?
in Wichita, yeah.
No.
What do you mean
We're
no?
at like 600.
Well, the metro's 100,000. Or sorry, the metro's 1 million. The metro's 1 million.
no.
Yes,
Not really?
I've never been to NYC.
Last
Colby
time
has.
I saw it was like 600-700.
The metro's 1 million, for sure.
Yeah, NYC's fun.
Wichita metro area population.
Yeah.
647,000. That's it.
Yep.
That can't be right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's terrible. Dude, we're ass. We're literally ass.
No, I'm just waiting for one of these like Love is Blind shows to come fucking here.
Why?
Well, because they went to like Minneapolis last season, and that's like they were talking about how it's a small town. And I'm just like, what are you talking about?
The median income for a household in our metropolitan area is $42,000. The median income for a family is $50,000.
Yeesh.
The median income for a male is $37,000 and $24,000 for a female. The median income in the Wichita area is $24,000 if you're a woman. How does anyone survive on that? That is so low. It
very
feels
low.
incorrect.
It does. That was from 2020. Though.
That's the
That
2020 census.
That was before inflation, so it might be worse now.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting raises, but eggs are $15.
Yeah. Oof. That's why I'm okay with staying here for a while. You know what I mean?
No, you should want to leave.
No.
'Cause-
It's real cheap here. I could live like a king here.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Can't live like a king.
we
other
both make
places.
over the median income, so, I mean, yeah, we should be happy. It's not a lot, though. I don't make a lot over the median income.
I make more than that.
You make $1 million, don't you? Mm-hmm. I knew it. Chat, give me all your money.
I got an OnlyFans that you don't know about.
If that was true, I'd kill you.
I'm secretly friends with Elon Musk. He's giving me all that Doge money.
That can't be true. Okay? Because Elon, if he knew I existed, he'd hire me. Because if there was an Excel spreadsheet of people who needed to be erased, I hit the delete key. For money, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Okay? I love bureaucracy.
I love how Elon's kind of slept under the radar for a while. But
he quit, right?
Did he?
Well, he
No,
said he
the
did.
talks of him quitting started, but he hasn't yet.
I read that he was leaving Doge.
I saw a breaking news CNN video on YouTube in the breaking news section saying that Tesla's looking for a new CEO.
I did see that
And
as
then
well.
I have never heard anything other than that.
I don't know, man.
Pope died, and now all the news is like, who's the next pope?
Hey, we picked one. You want to see him?
I didn't know that we picked one. I watched the morning news this morning,
Well,
and
it
they
just
were
happened.
like, "Oh, we don't know if they'll pick it today or by the weekend, possibly Monday."
It's a really small picture. I don't know. Let me see. I think I liked one on my Twitter. Hold on.
It's an American pope, though.
It is an American pope.
That's interesting.
And he is 69 years old. Don't judge my Twitter. Okay, you're gonna see some posts on here. I don't need you to judge him. What are you laughing at?
Hold on. So you brought up my mother, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't bring her up. She wrote the ad for us.
Right.
Yeah.
She just texted me.
Uh-huh.
She has a friend at work.
Okay.
His name's Marcus.
Okay.
She's told me about him many a time.
Okay.
She just texted me
Okay.
and said, "I am not listening right now, but Marcus said he made a chat about you being Korean."
Oh, yeah. Okay, we saw him. Hey, Marcus.
He is Asian and thinks it is hilarious Seth makes comments about you being Asian.
Well, I mean, you literally have a title. Hey, Marcus. Yeah, Marcus said something. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
I responded to him.
Yeah?
Yeah. Also, thank you, Julie, for that note. I really appreciate your ad earlier. Thank you very much for that.
She's not listening.
Did you get her something for Mother's Day?
I'm actively making her something for Mother's Day.
So you didn't
yes.
buy anything from SethandColby.com/Amazon?
Oh, no, I did not.
Okay. You know, fuck you.
I'm actively going to use our link to buy Mari some work gloves. Because...
Was she gardening or something?
No, she handles, like, metal parts. And they didn't supply her with work gloves.
Why would you do that? Don't buy her gloves, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna buy her gloves.
No.
Why?
Let her cut up her hands.
Why?
Because then you can sue
No.
for big bucks.
Yeah, but she's not gonna do that, so no.
That's
It is.
short-term thinking, Mari.
Hey!
Cut up your hands.
Hey!
Sue them.
Can we talk about the thing I just built and is done finally?
I don't really care.
And that I kind of, like, low-key don't like?
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah, imagine being a Jets fan. Hey, you want to do another shot? Is she got work tomorrow?
She does.
What's she doing down here at 8:30 doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Trying to get to sleep. The lid's on, bud. You sure you need another shot? You need another shot after what you went through in the bathroom earlier. Take that shot.
I was really hoping you wouldn't see that.
Eat that
I was
egg.
hoping I would get away with it.
Eat that
But
egg,
you
bro.
saw it.
Yeah, I did. You made a big deal about it, so I saw it.
Well, I did it, and then I looked at you in your eyes, noticed you saw it, and then I was like, I'm fucked. If I hadn't, it would have just been me in Twitch chat, and they wouldn't have ratted on me.
All right.
Tell me about what you built there, handyman.
So, as we all know from all the live listeners that are watching right now and have watched every episode, they haven't skipped one.
Calm down.
I bought a 3D printer, like a month ago? more than a month.
Probably like a month and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a month and a half, 2 months, broaching on 2 months.
Yeah.
And I had read something that says that when it's not a resin printer, it is a filament printer, and when you print PCA or PLA, I don't know what the material is. I don't know.
He's just saying words.
If you print it, then it causes vapors to be in the air. That's
Okay.
not great for you to inhale and stuff like
Okay.
that.
PLA. Bully Man knows. PLA.
So,
Pla.
my thought was then to put it in a box with an exhaust on it that goes out the window and not in my room and not in my house.
Okay, this all sounds great so far, but you're saying it with a tone like it's not great.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So It's a box, and I have this box. I bought this box off of Amazon.
What's in the box? Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head 3D printed from my resin printer. Not resin. Anyways.
Hey, Wolfie.
It requires work on my end to hook this up to an exhaust to where I don't inhale the PLA foam or the PLA vapors.
The shit.
Yes.
The plus shit.
And I have been putting this off for a month and a half now because the box I bought won't fit under my desk. It will fit on top of it, but it is massive. It's fucking huge.
Okay.
It's bigger. Like, if you were to look in my office, which is a tiny bedroom, I have an electronic drum kit. I have a full L-shaped desk with double full monitors and a computer. I'm saying that if you walked into the room and I asked you what was the first thing you saw, it would be this giant box.
Okay.
That the 3D printer goes in. So
Okay.
I'm like, I don't like that. I hate that. I want it to be out of sight, low, out of my mind. You don't got to see it when you walk in the room.
Have you printed anything yet?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
So, my idea was, the desk I have is insufficient. I'm going to build a new desk because I am a woodworker with tools. So I buy wood. I bought 2 pieces of pre-finished birch hardwood
birch, dude.
plywood.
Let's
and
go.
I'm going to build it into like a little cabinet piece on the side and then a long desktop for the L shape, right? And in that piece that I build will be a cabinet-sized perfectly for that box that I built or bought. So I built this shit, finally, glued it all up, put it in, put the box in, put the little extension out. Now it's close to my window. All I need to build is the little the shoosh and a shoosh little screen door to open for the ventilation.
Okay,
right?
okay.
That's all I gotta do.
All right. This doesn't sound difficult.
It's too tall.
What do you mean?
It's too tall.
Like it doesn't fit in the desk you built?
No, the box fits. Perfect measurements. It fits great. It works exactly how I intended it to work.
Okay.
That works great.
Okay.
The desktop that I was going to add to the box and shelving unit that I built for the 3D printer is sitting on top of it with 2 legs, and it's 32 inches tall, which is taller than desks
It's like 3 feet.
should be.
Yeah. Oh, so your desk overall is too tall.
It's too tall. So, my chair...
Oh, no.
Shut up. On my old desk...
Oh, no.
On my old desk, my adjustable chair, right? The chairs that go up and down with the hydraulic thing, right? On my old desk, my chair was at its lowest setting. Lowest possible setting, and it barely went under the desktop. Barely. Now, my chair is at its full height. My feet don't touch the ground. And it's really annoying.
Okay.
Imagine being in the chair that you're sitting in right now, and your feet just dangling, like a little baby boy dangling in a chair in his high-top chair waiting for his breakfast. That's what I feel like at my desk currently.
Colby's not short either.
I'm not tall, but I'm not
He's
short.
4'9". 5'9".
5'9".
He's
Yeah,
5'9".
I'm 5'9".
So can you not build the desk so you have a tall part and then
That would have been a great idea.
so you're just not gonna try?
No,
It's over.
I already built it. So the problem is, do I tear it down and then lower
Yes.
the part that the desk is
Yes.
on? But okay, so here's the
Yes.
thing. I didn't have table legs. Okay, so it's L-shaped, right? L-shaped. This part, right, is holding up one side of the desktop, and then the other side, I bought legs for that were 32 inches tall. They don't go lower. They can go higher,
Well,
but
you
they
can-
don't go lower. Yeah, but then like the bottom.
I shouldn't laugh at your pain.
You know
but
how
this
much
is
effort
so
it
funny.
was? Like, surprisingly, I was...
What do you mean? Of course it's a lot of effort.
I was so sore. No. Not building it.
That's effort, though.
Yeah, not building it.
Okay.
Putting it into my office was the hard part.
Because you built it out in your shed, right?
I bought 2 sheets of plywood, dude. You know how much money 2 sheets of this plywood cost?
The birch?
Yes.
How much?
$88 a sheet. So that's $190.
Could have just bought a desk.
I know.
Just bought one.
I fucking know.
Didn't I tell you last week to just buy one from IKEA? Like, you could have bought, like, an IKEA board and had legs that are, like, 24 inches, and then bought another part that's a smaller board that are 36 inches, and then just put your printer in there. And it would look great, because IKEA desks look great. You could have just done that, and it probably would have been the same cost.
Yep.
Okay.
It would have been probably less. Arguably less.
So the coin.com/Amazon/desk.
Bro. I am so mad about it. And you're right. The thing to do, because...
Well, you have to now. You're in too deep. You have to keep going.
Look at this. Okay,
Yeah.
on the cabinet part of the desk, not the
Okay.
desktop, the cabinet,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
There's the big old cube for the 3D printer,
Right.
and then there's 2 little shelves on the side.
Okay.
That I was just like extra storage, right?
Okay.
To have the extra link to push the desktop out because it's like a big U kind of shape with the wall and the L and the desk.
Okay.
There's a part of that bookshelf thing, whatever you want to call it, that I could cut and then lower and then just have it be like a little
Right.
kind of situation.
Right, okay.
I should do that.
You're going to have to do that.
I will have to do that
Yes.
because it is uncomfortable.
And I know you don't want to hear this, but you need to do it now because it's about to be 200 degrees outside.
Yeah. I've got 4 fans in my garage, bro.
It's not enough.
Heat doesn't bother me.
It's gonna be
cold
115
cold
degrees.
bothers me. Heat does not bother me.
Okay.
No.
I'll just take
I
your
will.
word for that.
I work from now until when fucking November when it starts to get cold. Yeah, now's my working season. Anything after that, okay. Also, fun side fact. I'm buying meals off the internet.
Right. You're getting factor meals.
I'm getting Factor and HelloFresh.
Okay.
So I get 2 of them
Okay.
on the same day.
Okay.
And when they ship, they come with insulation in the box
Okay.
to keep all the food cold.
That's
you
smart.
know?
Oh, are you recycling this insulation?
My plan
Brilliant.
is to take all the insulation from these boxes and use it as insulation in my garage.
That's brilliant. That's a great idea.
I don't think it will work because it's not that sufficient,
Yeah, you get
but it
enough
will
of
be
it, though.
better than nothing, which is what my current garage is.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Wow, I didn't expect that story.
Yeah,
Because the last thing I heard was you texting me a picture of the container,
correct. Yeah.
and that looked great.
Yep. It looks great. I will show you before you leave. Look at it. But then I want you to sit in my chair and be like, this is too much.
3 feet's too high.
It is too high. Yeah.
3 feet's too high.
It's
You
not-
don't want any
it's
more than
not
24
3
inches.
feet. It's not 3 feet, but it is 4 inches shy of 3 feet.
24 inches is the absolute max you want. For sure.
Yeah.
That's rough. All right, man. Well, good luck with that. I understand what you're going through because you feel absolutely defeated that it's done, but it's not. And you thought it was, but it's not.
Oh, yeah. And then also, as for the cable management of this
I
new
don't-
desk,
Dude, don't do that.
I don't even know how to do it. Right now, I'm running an extension cord from the wall to
Do
go
it.
to the other side.
That's the way to do it. Dude, for me, cable management is, I mean, look at this. I mean, look at this down here. This is terrible.
Well, there's no way to solve that.
I mean, we could do it correctly. We
No.
could buy the right length of
No.
cables. We could put it into cable ties. We could put it into shelves. We could do it correctly.
No. There's too many cables over there.
Why is there a
Mine-
ton of Pacificos over here in this trash can, by the way?
Oh, I drank Pacifico on Mari Stream last night.
There's like 4 of them over here.
Yeah, I drank 3. I don't know where the 4th one came from.
Maybe she drank that one?
No, I drank all the Pacifico. I think we only had 3.
Well, there's 4 cans I'm looking at
There's
right now.
Bullshit. Count them out. Bullshit. Count them out. 1, 2, 3. Shit. I don't know where that one came from.
I can count to 4, man.
That's a lie. The fourth one's a lie. That didn't happen. Maybe it did. I don't remember.
We didn't drink that one. It shouldn't go up there.
It shouldn't.
I just want it to be full, you know.
Yeah, and you're really fucking it up with getting bottles, man. How are we supposed to wizard staff this
What
shit
the
with
fuck
bottles?
is that?
I don't know. I put it up there because the shelves are empty right now.
I mean, sometimes we gotta get bottles.
We're going to run out of shelf space.
You're gonna build more.
So fast.
You're gonna build more.
No, because then I'm going to have
Okay.
to move them, and I'm not going to move them.
We can condense these a lot. Okay?
How much? Put the whiskey... Like, I made them wide enough, you can put the whiskey bottle in the back.
Like, look at how condensed that is.
That's still not that much room, man.
That's like...
We got like 20 more shows before that's filled
That's a
out.
great point. We will be full by the fall.
Yeah.
Well, we can start stacking them, though.
This is getting too wild.
How's that?
I need to put some like hot glue down or
That's
something.
good. We could do 3 high
Yeah,
like
we
that.
can do 3 high. That's all right.
So, all right. So let's do some quick math. Half the shelf. Okay. Oh, shit.
Half the shelf is 6, so we could probably fit 12.
That's more than 6.
No, that's 6.
I think it's more than 6.
So let's say 14. Just
1,
making
2,
an even
3,
number,
4,
14.
5, 6, 7. It's probably 8. It's probably 8. So yeah, 14's
There's
fair.
6 right there.
Let's say 14. 14 a shelf. And then you stack
Times
it.
3
Okay.
is
7 times
28.
6. What's 7 times 6? 56.
42. I think it's
56.
42.
Okay. Sure.
Is it not 42?
I think it's 56. I'm pretty sure 7 times 6 is
14
56.
times 3, motherfucker. That's 28, and then 38, and then 4 is 42. It's 42. Fuck you, I could do math.
Huh?
It's 42.
But it's 3 times 14.
That's what I did.
Which is
you
6 times
son
7.
Of a bitch.
So what's 6 times 7?
Shut the fuck up. 14 times 3 is 42. You piece of shit.
Okay. So we
knew
can
I
do
was
we can
doing
do
math
42.
right.
So we got 84 episodes
We got
before the full.
84. Well, minus 6 and 4 minus 10. We got
70
we got
episodes.
70. Yeah.
That's plenty of episodes. That is next year's problem. Okay? That is next year's problem.
fair.
I ain't
Unless
worried
you
about
keep
this
getting
year's.
bottles, then we're fucked.
What do you mean? Bottles are the same size as Granita!
Yeah, but you can't stack bottles,
Yes,
dude.
you can! It just goes on the top!
Don't bump into that.
I won't! Some of the best beers in bottles, okay? Why should you do math like the Klingons? I don't understand that reference because I've had sex.
I don't know. We can add this one because we
have
had
drank
this
that one.
on
Also,
the
you
show.
just added a bottle, you fat whore.
Yeah, well, that's.
Hey, why do you think Big D
Whose
stopped
fault
coming
is
on
it?
our show, man?
I don't know. I don't know if it's that he's not invited or what.
I don't feel like he was invited the first several times.
He was invited once, maybe. Possibly.
Is it us?
Yeah.
I think it might be us.
Well, let's check his Snapchat real quick. Let's see where he's at in the world. He might not be here.
No, he's here.
He's here?
He's here. For sure.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, he's here.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you
I-
did
I
he ask
also-
you did you RSVP to his wedding, by the way?
No. Ah, motherfucker.
What?
Goddamn fucking bitch.
What? What's happening?
Tool shit, man. You don't want to know.
Tool shit.
Tool shit. All right. You know how my entire garage is filled out with Ryobi, which is the cheap
Yeah.
Home Depot bullshit?
Yeah.
And his entire garage is Milwaukee because he's a rich piece of shit.
Yeah.
He just bought a track saw that's a Milwaukee cordless battery track saw with 2 tracks, and I'm very jealous because that's a really nice tool.
Well, he's rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he texted me last night and asked if I was going to his wedding. And I said no. I told him, I'm not going to spend the money.
I'm jealous.
You could say no.
I would love to go to his wedding, but do I want
would
to
too.
travel to Tennessee for it? Not really.
It's not worth the
But
money.
also, Tennessee sounds really good just by itself.
Yeah, but you're not going to see Tennessee.
Yeah. I might Saturday. I don't really know.
You do know you're not.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to spend $1,000 to not know anybody at a wedding.
I'll know a few people.
The most people you won't know.
Well, actually, probably not, because I don't even know if Lizzie's going, and that's
No.
the only other person that I would think would actually go.
No. I
Because I guarantee Penella's not going.
that was part of my thought process was, do I want Colby to have to go by himself?
Yeah.
I literally thought about that because I'm like, if I don't go, it's just Colby. And then I'm like, he has Megan. So that's it.
Yeah.
You know, if you were single, we could have gone together. But you're never alone, you know?
No.
But like I wanted to go.
Like, Mike will be there. Kiki will be there. And
You sure?
then Dalton will be there. Yeah, oh, yeah. He's in the wedding party, so he's got to be there.
Okay.
And then Dalton and Tay, but they're clearly...
They're gonna be busy. Yeah.
They're going to be busy. And then it's a lot of his family.
Yep.
I would think.
A lot of her family, I would assume.
I don't really know. Because I think a lot of them will go to the reception here rather than Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm sure her mom, probably her sister.
It's her wedding.
Yeah.
Her family's gonna be there. What do you mean? It's her wedding. What do you mean?
They gave him the option of the fucking rehearsal, so like it's like,
But it's
why would
their
you go to the
wedding.
wedding?
It's their wedding.
I don't know.
Well, my plan was to fly into Charlotte and see Taylor, and and Jessica, and my honest sadness is that I'm not going to see Taylor and Jessica.
Oh, I'm sure it is. You're so bent up about it.
What's that mean?
You say you didn't want to do it in the first place.
I did. Tennessee looks sick.
Piece of shit.
I mean, honestly, Tennessee
You
seems really nice.
gigantic hooker.
Well, I was going to turn it into a whole thing. Like, I was going to fly in Thursday, see Carolina Friday, Saturday, Tennessee, Sunday wedding, Monday, Tennessee.
So what would you have done
Tuesday,
from
leave.
Carolina to Tennessee? Would you have rented a car and drove there?
No, Taylor lives in Carolina.
Right.
I would
so
have.
she would have driven
She would have
you
picked
there?
me up from Charlotte, and we would have rode to the wedding together. She
Okay.
would have been my plus one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the flights are $400.
And you're going to deprive me of that meeting?
Yeah.
Taylor's not just your fan, she's also mine.
I don't disagree with that.
What the fuck?
You're driving.
So?
You're going to add another 4 hours to that drive?
For what?
Because she doesn't live in...
No, but I would see her at the wedding.
Well, yeah, you would. That's true. Yeah, you would.
Yeah, and you're depriving me of that.
I am. That's true.
You're the worst.
It's a big fact.
Wow.
Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man's definitely
Wow.
a great LeBron, but I don't know. He doesn't have the personality, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to act all indignant. I'm already told him no. Your indignance, I'm going to change my mind. It's already happened. It's already set in stone. I'm going to use that money. I'm going to try to go to the GP, Grand Prix in Austin. That's my plan now. Okay.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I have something.
Oh, wait, you leaving? Oh. You got me, man. Let me ask you this question. Hypothetically. This is hypothetical. All right. It's not hypothetical, but let's say it's hypothetical.
Sure.
If I was to skip the Austin Grand Prix, okay, but I went to Miami next year, would you be interested in going?
Without any of the logical thinking of how to actually get there and things.
So we would have to
yes,
fly.
but-
We would have to fly. But once we flew, we'd just get an Airbnb. Okay? Or Platano says he's got a hookup for us. And if Platano's got the hookup for us, great lodging, Okay, we'd have to rent a car. And it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
When are we talking next year?
It'd be over Cinco de Mayo. It's always over Cinco de Mayo. It'd be March. Early March.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no, because I do want to overcome this fear of flying.
Well, we fly from Wichita to Miami.
I'm going to take
correct?
2 Ativan beforehand.
Dude, I'll push you in a wheelchair. I don't care.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not ashamed of that.
As long as I can get there and not really remember getting there, yeah. Plus, I'm pretty sure, there's a connecting probably in there.
Yeah, Atlanta, I'm sure. No, actually, I think Allegiant flies directly from Wichita to Miami. I think right now. I don't know if it'll be the same next year, but I'm pretty sure Allegiant flies from Wichita to Miami for $33 each way. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's cheap as shit. I can show you.
$33?
Do we have to end? Are we going to bed? Like, is she going to bed?
No, not
it's
for another 30 minutes.
Okay.
We're
By
good.
the way, this is the new Pope.
Hey, he looks cool.
Okay.
I really hope he doesn't hate gay people.
He probably does. He's from USA.
$33?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That will be the worst flight you've ever taken in your life.
What do you mean? ICT2. Maybe it's Tampa? Who's the one that goes to Florida? Daytona Beach is Daytona
That's
Beach?
Florida.
Is that Miami, though?
That's close.
Is that close to Miami?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's see here. $69. Round trip.
That's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
if you book it now for next
Well, yeah,
year.
but this is directly from Wichita to Daytona Beach. Round trip, one flight, no layover, $70.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's better than pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculously cheap.
They send me emails. I don't know if I'm logged into my Gmail here. Let me see here. And like the emails they send me are too good to be true. Like that's when I see them, I'm like, no way. $33. Here's what it says right here. $33 nonstop.
Well, one, you're correct. It definitely may be different next year. But right now would be the time to buy. Because no one's fucking flying. Because everyone hates airplanes right now. Because Newark shut down.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know all this.
Newark Airport lost connection with all planes in the air for a minute and a half. Of not knowing where they are.
That's bad.
Or how to communicate with them.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's really bad.
That's not good.
No.
What's happening? Are they understaffed or?
It's a bit of air traffic control not being staffed enough, and it's a bit of their systems are very outdated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really care. Whatever.
Just as long as we don't get hit by a helicopter, right? I think we're fine.
See, that's the problem. I don't care about dying. You do.
I mean, I would prefer to not, but like when it happens, would I know that it's happening? Probably.
Not if you got hit by a helicopter.
Yeah.
No way. $33 is literally so little money that I thought I could leave Friday, have 2 days in Florida, and come home. Like, that's so little money. I mean, just for fun. Like, I mean, this weekend. Like, that's less than a tank of gas.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
It's so little money.
Yeah. I don't know. I think flying. I pictured it multiple times, and like trying.
What part of it kills you?
It's if we're in the air part and I freak out and don't want to be there anymore.
You can't do anything
There's
about it.
nothing I can do.
Yeah.
That's the part
That doesn't
freaks
give
me.
you solace. that everything's out of your control.
I think that's what I need to focus on more of rather than the fact that I don't have control.
Yeah, I mean, if I pulled a gun right now, you couldn't do anything about it.
Couldn't.
You know,
I could lunge at you.
No, I'd shoot you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I got a gun.
Well, but is your finger on the trigger? Because
Of course it's on the trigger. I have no trigger discipline. I'm about to shoot my best friend.
Gotcha.
Of course it's on the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to kill you no matter what you do.
Fair.
In this scenario, you're a dead man already.
Well, then why does it matter?
Exactly. You're going to die one day anyway.
It depends.
Fly a plane. Eat a prayer, you know?
So here's my thing. Here's my dilemma. You want to know? You want to hear where
Yes,
my brain's
I do.
at?
Yes, I do.
All right. 1. Fact about me. All of my anxieties, everything that I experience as fear for no reason, goes away if I'm drunk enough.
Well, hell yeah.
But if there have been times where I have been drunk and then anxiety hits.
Okay.
And then
You got to find the balance.
I can't do anything about it because if I take like an Ativan for anxiety or anything else, it will do the inverse effect and make me more anxious. Then I'm fucked. So
basically what you're telling me is that you don't have any surefire way to remove your anxiety because getting drunk could backfire or your medication could backfire?
correct. Yeah.
That sounds awful. You should try to not do that.
Yeah.
Have you tried getting really drunk and taking your
I have
medication?
never tried taking more than one Ativan, though.
Okay.
So if I like stockpile, because one, my Ativan prescription is low.
Yeah.
It's 0.5. That's the lowest
That's very low.
you can get in
hey,
an
Matthew messaged me
Ativan
back.
prescription. So could I stockpile 3 of them and just hit them all at once? Absolutely, I could. I've never done that. I'm sure it would probably work.
You probably go to sleep.
Yeah.
Which would remove your... And again, I
would do
will
it.
push you in a wheelchair or carry you or whatever.
Yeah.
Matthew says, what the fuck does that mean? To my original message, just so you know,
It
Conan
means
Colby and
what
I
it means.
sacrifice you for fun and celebrations of our
Hit the
joint
record
birthdays.
button.
No. Okay, hit the record. All right, hold on. All right, we're recording.
It means what it means, motherfucker. Can we burn you in a fire or not? It's to the Lord. You will be sacrificing yourself for your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
And for our pleasure.
And that, but that's secondary.
Yeah, we want to honor the Lord first and then watch you burn for pleasure second.
Correct.
But it's for our birthdays.
It is for our birthdays. It's the best gift you will ever give.
Yep. All right, sent that. That's perfect. Okay. I don't remember what I was going to talk about. Hey, Star Wars is going to be in Destiny. Are you going to play?
No.
Have you seen the trailer?
No, but I've seen the shit that you can buy to play as, and I'm not on board.
I'm going to play the trailer.
Not good enough.
I'm going to play the trailer for you. I want you to look at it. And I want you to not hate it. Don't hate it to enrage me. Okay? Go into it with an open mind.
No, that's too hard. I can't do it. This is 30 seconds.
It's because it comes out in, like, November.
Why?
Because the new one comes out now, and then this is next. I mean, come on.
It looks like shit. There was nothing about that got me hype at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Your screenshots had more detail than that trailer did.
You tell me that didn't look sick as hell?
No.
That's what you're telling me.
They copied Rogue One and made Jeddah into a planet.
Why not do that? That sounds great. Those are the best things to copy.
Isn't this game dead?
No.
Why is it still going? It's
The
dead.
best game ever made.
It's dead.
Why are you hurting me?
It's dead. They're done.
You gonna play? What if I buy it for you? Will you play it then?
No. I have it.
No, you don't have the new one.
What do you mean new one?
There's a new one coming out.
What do you mean new one?
All right, hold on. This is the one that comes out in July. Okay? The new expansion.
I thought it was done.
What follows light and shadow?
Isn't Marathon the next thing?
That's another game. It's separate. Look at this.
I thought they were done.
Silence
The
breaks.
fucking the
Look at those feet. You tell me those grippers don't get you going?
No.
You.
What was the weird guy with the head?
To be more specific.
The bad guy in this newest season.
The Witness?
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed him. This is the new saga.
To each other.
I thought it was dead.
He is
They're
dead.
keeping it going.
Yeah, it's the new
They're
saga.
keeping Destiny
We're leaving
2,
and we're going
the
into time
game
travel.
that's
See, look at
15
him.
years old.
See, look, he's leaving. We're leaving. We're going to this new
Game
place
that's
with the grippers.
15 years old. Is
It's 10
still
years old.
going.
Look at him.
But they have forgotten.
You were saying that The Witness was the end of Destiny 2.
The end of the storyline that they had been telling for 10 years. This is the first chapter of the new story.
They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember.
Look at that lady.
This looks so dumb.
I will remind them. I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
What? They just stole the substance? Alright. Yeah, she metastasized armor out of her dead corpse. Fantastic.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, you're so hype about that stupidity.
Look at that, man.
Congratulations.
She said my will is my own.
You know,
That's huge.
I see you as a smart person.
Yeah.
And I just don't get your obsession with this fucking shit.
This is how
I
I
don't get
feel
it.
about you getting hype about Destiny. Or about Star Wars. Sorry, about Star Wars.
I don't like Star Wars.
Yeah, you do, though. You watch
like
every
Andor.
trailer. You watch every
That's
trailer.
great.
Yeah. You still-
Everything else is terrible.
Yeah, but you like it.
I watch it to hate watch.
Yeah, but this game is okay about 90% of the time. But when it's good, it's real good. You know. So you're not gonna do it.
No.
$100, you get that and the Star Wars.
I'm way too far gone from ingesting the history of this
No,
150-year-old game.
that's what I'm telling you, man. This is the new chapter.
It doesn't matter. I'm
Everything's
sure
new.
there will be connections
No.
to the actual game that I will just not get.
Listen, they're rebooting the armor. They're rebooting the guns. They're introducing new mechanics, and it's a whole new story. You can
This
get
will
in
not, no.
right now. It's like a brand new
Guaranteed
game.
no,
It's
it
like
will
the
not.
ground floor.
Why don't they call it Destiny 3?
Why do they call it Destiny 2? They should just call it Destiny. Really. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, that's great. That looks great. I'm bricked up for that, dude. And you should be too. But you're a hater. You know? Can I talk about something? Speaking of things that make me physically hurt.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Globes is introducing a best podcast category.
I saw that on the prep.
There's something wrong with me. That now that there is something to achieve, I feel wronged that we'll never achieve it.
Well, yeah, no. What we will never ever get the Golden Globe for best podcast. There is not a shot in hell. We're both too dumb of people to get that.
In my head right now, this is the truth. In my head right now, I can see the last 20 seconds of our show being played on the big screen
This show.
while we accept our award.
On
that
this
we will
set
never ever get
right
it.
now.
And then like 5 years from now, we're accepting that award and they play this clip of us saying that we'll never get it.
That will never happen in a million years because the Earth hates us.
Can I tell you something? Can we try?
Can we try?
Yeah.
How?
To be good.
I feel like we are good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yet no one else thinks that minus these fucks. There's no shot. We're dumb. This is the point of this, is
Yeah, but-
that we're dumb.
but we're
One,
good.
We're not going to play into the stereotypes that get awards.
What does that
We're
mean?
not going to do it.
What does that mean?
Where we have to be fake and say nice things about certain people to be in good graces.
Well, I
to
do
be
that
accepted.
though. You don't, but I
don't
do.
at all. No,
I think that's a good balance.
No, you
Who
don't at all.
Who do I talk shit about?
Everyone.
Name one person.
The Pope.
I love the new Pope. He's 69 years old. That's the best age.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Also, who likes the Pope?
There's no way.
Come on, man.
There's not a shot in hell. We talk about too many random
need to
fucking
win.
things.
What if we
that
just get
nothing-
nominated?
No.
Like, can that be
would
our
never
goal? Like, can it be a 5-year goal we get nominated?
happen. 5 years?
Yeah, 5-year goal we get nominated for the Golden Globes. You tell me you don't want to dress up, go to the Golden Globes, sit in the audience, have a chance
No,
to
that
win?
requires a plane trip, and I don't like that.
We can afford it. Oh yeah, we could drive. If we get nominated for the Golden Globes, I will drive you to LA.
We don't need to do that.
So you're saying that you don't want to do it?
No. Why would you want to do that?
Once I saw this, I know there's something wrong with me. I
Why
understand.
do you want
it.
to do that?
I want it more than anything. I want you to every year when I watch the Golden Globes and the 5 podcasts are nominated, I'm going to be upset
Well,
that
yeah,
we're not nominated.
but that's the same with anything.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, because this.
Why was Amelia Perez
Look, but we don't make
nominated
movies.
for Best
We've
Picture?
been doing a podcast for
But my
almost 20
point
years.
is, good things don't get nominated. So why would that be an
But there
aspiration?
will be good things nominated.
No.
What do you mean no?
Very rarely.
No. There will be good. Dune was nominated. Dune was great.
Dune 2 was fantastic, and that's an anomaly.
I only
Picture the
need to
last
be nominated.
5 years of nominations.
I'm sure
before
there's some
Dune
good ones
2,
in there.
And I guarantee there's barely any.
The Bear got nominated. That's good.
It's not.
What do you mean it's not?
It's the same thing. It's
Look.
the same thing over and over again.
I want you to know every year when the Golden Globes are announced, I'm going to feel physical pain.
Well,
Mental
that's a
anguish.
you problem
It
that
is.
you need to work out
It
in
is.
therapy.
But I want us to be nominated.
You got to lower your expectations, buddy.
I understand.
Just live in your simple life. Don't ask.
I can't do that.
Don't do that.
We need to win.
No.
I think we can.
I absolutely believe in my wholehearted 100% ability that we will never, ever even get close to that.
But we can. We're good enough.
Theoretically.
We're good enough.
In some reality.
Are we
that
good enough?
You and I don't live in. We do.
We're good enough, though.
No.
Yeah, we should be nominated.
Absolutely not.
Our content is underrated.
Underrated, absolutely. I would agree with that. But is it anywhere near the top of podcasts that exist?
Yeah.
No.
For what we do, we're at the top.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
No.
I disagree.
Why? No.
I disagree. I think we're up there with Bad Friends and the Theo Von Show and all that
I
other
don't know
shit.
any of these people, but sure.
You don't know Theo Von?
I do know Theo Von.
Yeah, we're up there with him. Our show is just as
I mean,
entertaining
his show
as
is pretty fucking dumb. So is Joe Rogan's. Fair enough.
But those are the people that get
All
nominated.
of them are really dumb. But they
Think
have
how good
guests.
our Golden Globe is going to look.
They
right now.
have desks.
What do you mean? I have a desk. What's this?
Guests.
Guests.
Is the word I was looking for. They have guests.
Well, yeah, we could get guests. Should we start getting guests?
We don't have guests.
But I could find some.
Could you?
If I got guests, would you take it seriously? Could you
name me? Okay. First point. What? Give me one guest that you could possibly imagine that we could have to where I would need to take serious.
What about indie musicians?
Indie musicians?
Yeah, like people that I like that have less than 100,000 followers but make good music.
And you're asking me if I could take an interview with a musical guest?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No. No. I couldn't. I would try one like fake sincere question and then give up.
What if you just sit there and don't say shit?
I could do that.
You ever watched Howard Stern show?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, you're Robin.
Yeah.
What if you turn into Robin and I'm Howard Stern during the interviews?
That's my whole point.
Okay.
I could do that all day long.
Okay.
No, I couldn't. I would interject. I would interject with so many dumb things. So many dumb things.
What if we get one of your artists?
I mean, no.
Could you interview a band you like?
No.
Why not?
Because it's so... We have this... In my head, I have this Goldilocks zone of where something's so bad that it gives me content to talk about. But if it's good...
What do you mean? We just talked about Andor for an hour.
Well, yeah, but this is why I think that, like, I was kind of concerned on our last stream about talking about Thunderbolts, is because I'm like, it was a good movie.
Oh, so
it wasn't great.
So you feel like your content only exists if you hate?
What do I say about the good? Like,
What you liked?
It was good. It was good.
Can't describe why it was good or what you enjoyed about it.
Acting was good. CGI was good.
I mean, the name of the show is Seth and Colby.
Correct.
So it's whatever you feel.
Yep.
So if we interview a band you like let's say we get a band you like on here. Like, let's say we get We Came as Romans.
I hate them, but sure.
What's a band you like? What's the Who you just saw at the Wave? Who was that? The second billing.
No, I
Giants
don't know.
people.
The Kingdom of Giants.
What if we got Kingdom of Giants on here?
I don't know what I would ask him. I talked to the guitarist.
Okay.
Because he was at the merch booth when I went to buy merch.
Okay.
And all I could talk to him about was how good his drummer was.
Jesus Christ.
I asked him when we walked up, I was like, are you a member of the band?
Jesus Christ.
I'm the worst fan. I can't do this.
Are you a member of the band?
Yeah, I can't do this.
So a band you like?
Yeah. I don't know the people. I listen to the music. I don't care enough, man. I'm a fucking poser. I'm wearing a shirt for a band I don't even like anymore. They used to be good.
Who's that
But now
band?
they
Who's
suck.
that?
This is Memphis Mayfire.
Oh,
they
God, I haven't heard their name in forever.
They used to be great, and now they are so fucking octane T95 bullshit rock.
Yeah, they want money.
I fucking hate them.
Do you think that if we became interviewers, we would Memphis Mayfire and we would change what people liked about us?
Absolutely, yes.
But what if we only have 100 people that like that? But if we went Memphis Mayfire, we could have 10,000 people that like us and get a Golden Globe.
And I personally, I think you could do it. I don't think I could do it.
So you're saying I should dump you?
Absolutely. If you want to go for fame, dump me, because I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it.
But I want to take you with me.
Unless I don't talk or like you Yoko Ono me and mute my mic, then maybe. Maybe.
I'm just imagining me interviewing people, and you're just over here silent.
I don't know. In my head, I feel like you're like the optimist, and you're the radio guy, and you're the guy that
You've been doing this for 20 years, man.
You're the guy that polishes off all the rough edges, and I'm the guy who creates the rough edges. That's the vibe I get here. Like, I know that you've kind of lowered your standards to be here with me on this show.
That is not
to where
true.
you're being a little bit more like un-PC that you would be on your older stream. But there's a fact. You did a family-friendly stream for 2-3 years, dude.
Yeah, but I had good reasons for that, and they weren't commercial reasons.
But my point is, I couldn't do that.
You don't need to. You didn't need to. I think you could have if I would have asked. I never asked you to change.
I don't know. Maybe. Possibly.
I only did
but
that.
But it would be way different.
Dude, when we did 2008, 2009 Seth and Colby, you did family friendly. You did.
I tried.
You did. You've succeeded most of the time.
I tried. There was a lot of like close slip-ups.
And we did that because we thought, hey, we could get this on the radio. Okay, because in 2008, that was a different time.
Yeah.
YouTube barely existed back then.
Yeah,
okay.
No.
And then when I was doing Z-Swigs, I was family friendly because I didn't know if Aaron would watch. And I didn't want to hear me talking about guzzling cum or whatever the fuck I talk about now when he's 16 and he's in high school. Who gives a shit? Okay.
Right.
It's different. All right.
Sure.
All right. You are very talented and you could do whatever was required. It's not about are you capable? It's about do you want to? Because if you wanted to, you could do it.
No, I don't. I think the point of this show for me is the fact that we can berate terrible, lazy people that are being paid the money that you and I want to be paid.
But we
for
don't.
Doing this show.
But what you're saying is you don't want to be paid that money.
The minimum amount of effort. So in retaliation, to the industry, putting in the least amount of effort possible.
Yeah.
That's what I do on this show.
But if I put in all the effort and grabbed all of the stuff that we needed in order to try to grow the show, you're saying you wouldn't do what was necessary.
No, I don't think. If you were serious about it and you had some ideas of how you would want to change and things that I could possibly do to try to get to there, I wouldn't be opposed to it necessarily.
I don't think you need to change. You just be you.
I don't think I would have the same drive. You know what I mean?
You don't need
like
to have
I
drive.
feel like you have the drive.
I do. I want a Golden Globe.
I don't have the drive.
I want a Golden Globe.
It could or could not for me, but I feel like it's like a more like I want it to for you.
If I got a Golden Globe and you didn't, would you be butthurt?
No.
No?
No, I find you vastly more talented than I do in talking.
I would feel bad if I got a Golden Globe and you
I
didn't.
would not at all.
I would feel awful.
No.
Because this is my crown jewel.
No, I would perfectly be very happy being Andy Richter, roasting you, getting the Mark Twain Award, all right?
Listen.
would
I know
be
it's
very
wrong.
happy.
According to you, this is not correct. But in my head, if I have a crown of content, Seth and Colby is the crown jewel. And if I win a Golden Globe for something that's a tertiary jewel, I feel weird about it. Because this is the best thing that I've done. For facts.
Well, that's very sweet, but I highly disagree. I think you thrive by yourself, and I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit for thriving by yourself. I do agree that our dynamic is very good.
It's excellent.
I love it, and it definitely is something special, don't get me wrong. But I also feel like if I wasn't here, you'd be doing this regardless and be fine. I love the opportunity to bullshit with you and talk about the grievances that I want to bitch about to the internet because I'm too pussy enough to make TikToks. All right? I can't talk to a camera by myself. I can't do it. With you, I can do it. Hey, I'm talking to you.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
That does seem pretty apt. You have a pretty good grasp
Yeah.
of what is happening here.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know. I feel guilty doing anything good without you. I do. I don't want to ever succeed without you succeeding. And I mean that across the board. In life and in this.
I think that's just a good friendship, man.
I don't know,
I think that's just what that means. Because I would say, I'm also in the same boat. I don't want to
No, I need you to become successful and then just give me money for doing nothing.
Well, I could do that too,
I would
but
like
I'm
that.
also saying what's a good example?
There isn't any.
Okay.
Most partnerships
Who do you
end.
think is the weight? Who do you think is the backpack in the Matt Damon Ben Affleck dynamic?
Ooh, that's tough. I would say Matt Damon is the lead, but Ben Affleck when he started directing.
Right. Yeah, that's a hard one.
That is hard.
Is there any other apt
Duo, partnership?
Adam Sandler to Kevin James.
Oh, Adam Sandler wins.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Adam Sandler, Rob
I'm
Schneider.
the Kevin James in the situation. Take me along with you. I don't think it's inverse, dude.
I think you would actually be the Rob Schneider.
I don't want to. No, don't.
Kevin
don't,
James does stuff on his own. You don't do anything on your own.
Don't make me.
Rob Schneider only does something
He
with
does.
Adam Sandler.
He was at the Kansas State Fair by
That's
himself.
really bad. That's really bad.
That's where I would be.
This should be your drive to not.
You should
become Kevin
if
James.
you and I are doing this show, but you and I were born in L.A.
Yes, 100%.
I would be Rob Schneider at the Kansas State Fair.
You'd be Kevin James.
Absolutely.
You could carry your own for sure. I remember your podcast, dude. That Jabba the Hutt bit you did, I still lives with me. Still great. I remember Acid Trip.
Yeah, in this essence, I'm the Ben Affleck, or I'm the what's his goddamn name? Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that's a guy. You okay?
I was saying Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. You know, the other night.
I'm the Ben Affleck. I'm better behind the camera. I'm not good in front of it.
The other night, Aaron, Brian, and I were playing Power Wash Simulator because we've been having some rough days. So we just take we just chill. We wash some shit. When we do that, we put on watch together on Discord, and we watch YouTube videos together. And I put on there the most the most out of pocket moments of Team America World Police, and me and Brian were losing our shit. And I'm just like, Aaron has no idea what's happening. Like, he is no context.
He's never seen Team America?
Some fucking
you gotta
puppets.
show him Team
I know,
America,
dude. It's so good. That show is so freaking funny.
It
dude,
is.
the opening scene, he shoots a rocket launcher and it blows up the Eiffel Tower. And he literally just goes, "Oh, I missed."
It perfectly encapsulates the spirit of America, where we don't give a shit about anywhere else.
That is honestly, if I'm going to pick a duo, that's who I see us as.
Matt, what is it? Matt
Stone,
and
Trey Parker. That's who I see us as.
Yeah.
They are equal, and like Trey Parker is probably the more talented of the two. Okay, but they are together. They don't do anything without each other. That's how I see us.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they are EGOT winners, and we could get the GOT.
We could. One of us just needs to learn like animation or something, and then we can make like a little skit show or something.
You know, or like we could just, try to like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know how to get.
Yeah,
I can feel like the thing is about this show is that really the only way to start whoring ourselves out for best podcast category type shit.
Correct.
Is to change our general dynamic, which is to add structure to something that is not structured. And
I don't even know if that would do it, though.
I also don't know when we stopped doing that. Like, at some point, we were structured. I used to have commercials built in. I used to have segments built in. We used to have a structure.
Yeah.
And then at some point, we were just like, fuck all that shit. Let's just do whatever we want to do now.
Right.
And the best podcasts have a structure. It's just a fact. The best shows have a structure. It is against my nature to get rid of a structure. Yes, we should never do a 3.5 hour long show. That just should not happen.
Why not?
Because it's just the rule of broadcasting is don't do it.
I just feel like there is a time and place for it. Now, this might go to your argument, but Mike Birbiglia, do you know?
Yeah.
Pete Holmes, one of my favorite comedians.
Know him, yep.
They are like close buddies.
Okay.
And so Pete Holmes is on Birbiglia's podcast all the time.
Okay.
And when I watched the first episode between them and two that I saw, it was the opposite of structure.
Okay.
It was, there was no ad reads. There was no nothing.
Right.
There was no segments.
Right.
Birbiglia tried to steer into certain
So I'm the
topics
Birbiglia of this situation, is that what I'm hearing?
But yeah, it just devolved into the comedy world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was vastly better than any other Birbiglia podcast I have seen.
The structure gives it marketability.
I agree.
It is hard for us to find new people and enter into new areas if we don't have a set thing to talk about.
I think there is I don't know. Is there a difference between I think there is marketability to where we are friendly to advertisers that would give us money and fund what we're doing.
Which is why we depend on these people to use Amazon or buy merch.
Or be a good podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. I agree. And, ultimately it might come down to I'm just not good enough to do both. I may not be able to do a great podcast, but also have it be marketable. That might be my weakness.
I don't think it's necessarily a weakness, but I think it's more of just how the world is. Like, if we, like we were talking about earlier, things just kind of happen.
They do. There's a lot of luck involved for sure.
And the things that just don't happen is that advertisers take a shot on a free ball-in podcast.
I don't even really care as much about the money. I just want people to listen.
Right.
Yeah. And here's what kills me. Okay, so if I go to my TikTok, okay, this video that I put on our TikTok of Mari, you eating the risotto that Mari made, okay, it has 663 views and it has 27 likes. All right? Let me just do some math. So 23 divided by 663. That is 0.3%. Okay? Not great. All right?
Not great.
My newest video that I put up of the F1 cars dancing to the blue Danube. Okay? This has 56 likes, and it has 380 views. So 56 divided by 380, that's 14% like rate. So TikTok, for some reason, even though this video has a 14% like rate, 14 out of 100 people that see this video like it.
Right.
Where 3 people out of 1,000 that see the other video like it. They don't. Why don't they show that one? And you know why? It's because TikTok wants me to pay for promotion.
Yeah.
And that is shit. If I create good content that people like, that should be enough.
Right.
For it to be put out in front of people.
I would agree. If your channel gets like a lot of views and or a lot of likes, then it should be recommended more, which I bet it is. But I think the difference is that that's so much easier to target market to is people who like F1.
That's what I mean. This has lower views.
Right, but it has more likes. That means it's being shown to people who have shown an interest in F1.
Correct, but why is it only being shown to 400 of them?
That's a great point.
Why is it showing something that's hard to target to 1,000 people?
I don't know.
But it's showing something that's easy to target to 400 people.
Well, because F1's really hot right now, so I'm assuming you have a lot of competition. But the thing is, with our thing, is that we are just so general, I think.
Yeah.
To where we can hit any topic. It doesn't matter.
We haven't even gotten to
every single fucking trailer that's on this list.
We didn't
20 items.
Like when we end the show and I read
GTA 6 came out with a new trailer.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Where the fuck are we?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. I have it. We just didn't talk about it.
Yeah, I just think that we're very general, and that's really hard to market to. Is because it's just like it could hit some people, it could hit none. It's like we're casting too wide of a net.
Also, I do believe I figured this out. I had an epiphany about this about a month ago because I was like, why is our show now harder to market than our show 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Here's the reason: we don't hang out anymore. When we do this show, we use it to catch up about our lives and what we're doing. And if people who come into this stream, like Platino Sunshine, he's known me now, he's known you now for 5 years. He's part of our group.
Yes.
He enjoys what we talk about because he knows what we're talking about.
Yep.
We talk to him directly.
Same with Mari. She says that the best part of this show is when we get off on a tangent that you and I are both very passionate about and then go into it.
When we hung out in 2008, we got all that horse shit out. And then when we sat down to do a show, we did a show.
Yeah.
Here's what we talk about.
Right.
And
it's about things other people can relate to rather than just the things that we can relate to.
And I don't really want to do that because if we did that, then me and you wouldn't go and talk about what our lives are at all. We wouldn't have the opportunity because you're too busy getting fucked up there all day, every day. You know, most days I come here and you're just not even wearing pants anymore.
Yep.
You know? And it's like, can you put some
pants
on?
This is just my lower half skin color.
That's hair. He's Chewbacca.
Yep.
How many brown things do you own now, by the way?
A lot.
I feel like you're going full brown.
I'm going full brown.
Like 10 years ago,
man.
you were full black.
Yep.
Everything you owned was black, and now you're going full brown.
Yeah, man. You got to balance it out. Black jeans, black shirt, those just don't work. I'm not in that emo phase anymore, you know what I mean?
I mean, you showed up to dog trivia on Monday and you looked like you were trying to sell me a dime bag. Beanie. It was 85 degrees out and you're wearing pants
but
and a
I have
beanie.
long hair and it's hard to manage, so I'm wearing a beanie.
Dude, just wear it up.
What do you mean wear it up?
Put it in a bun.
I'm not going to do that. This thing?
Yes.
I'm not going to go out in public like this.
You need to be Googling images of Bucky Barnes. And you need to just steal his drip.
That's a lot of hair gel, dude. And some days you just don't want to do that.
Too bad. Pain is beauty. Beauty is pain. You know?
No, the better answer would be to just accept looking a little weird.
You could also do that.
That would be better.
But I would argue that looking weird is you wearing a beanie and full jeans when it's 90 degrees outside in an outdoor venue.
It was not 90 degrees.
It was pretty hot.
It was like 69, 72 in that area.
69.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. Whatever you say. Should we end because it is 9:30?
Yeah.
Mari needs to go to bed.
I gotta
We've
pee
been live
again.
for 3.5 hours.
I gotta pee again.
All right. Let's get ready to end this.
We're doing it.
Okay.
We're ending it.
So here's what we did not talk about today.
We talked about so much and so little at the same time.
We did not talk at all about the Met Gala at all. Did you see Janelle Monáe's weird suit?
Which one's that one?
The one where she's like in a square that looks like a suit?
No.
Did you see that Lisa was wearing Rosa Parks on her Punani? Did you see that?
I did not. I saw that Zendaya and some other Asian chick wore the exact same outfit.
Didn't see that. See, we could have talked about that. You know, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to it.
We didn't get to it.
We did not watch the GTA 6 trailer.
That's a big one.
We did not talk about the new Elden Ring movie that got
Elden Ring
done
movie?
by Alex Garland. A24 is making it. This is a real thing.
What?
We did not talk about the Casey from Yellowstone spinoff that will be on CBS. We did not watch the trailers for the following movies: Fountain of Youth, Sirens, The Smashing Machine, Prom Night, Wicked Pain, Duster, Together, She's Leaving, Honey Don't, The Conjuring, Last Rite, Materialist, Highest to Lowest. We did not hear the news about Shogun Season 2.
Yeah, but that was already confirmed that they were doing the Season 2.
Yeah, but now they've given us some plot details. We did not talk about the Shador Sanders draft saga. It's going to be too late now, a couple weeks from now, which was really good. We did not talk about Duolingo replacing contract workers with AI. And we barely discussed the new Pope. I would say that we did, but we basically did.
Yeah.
We said he was America and he was 69 years old.
Shogun Season 2, the white guy in Shogun.
Yeah.
He was in Warfare.
Was he good?
He got blown up.
That's not good. Was he good in it? His name's Cosmo Jarvis.
His name is Cosmo.
That's a weird name, dude.
It is a weird name.
He's going to be in Shogun Season 2, though. Confirmed. So that's the
Sounds
thing.
cool.
But yeah, so we didn't talk about all that. We only talked about like 5 things tonight. So that's really cool for us. 3.5 hours, 5 things. Great show. And our thumbnail should just be us and Andor, or me as a gorilla and you as 100 men. That would also be good.
I'm not photoshopping myself as 100 men.
It'd be really
that
good,
sounds
though.
way too hard.
But it'd be really funny.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine? Maybe he'd win the Golden Globe for best podcast thumbnail.
There you go. We should add that in.
Oh my god, dude. Okay. Anyway, thank you all for watching tonight. With no subs, no bits, just sadness.
Yep.
But we appreciate you guys watching Plotado, especially you, because I think you're the only one here. Everyone else, we don't appreciate you. Just kidding, we do. I will be streaming tomorrow on my channel at Seth Can't Stop. I might stream Saturday, but it sounds like I might be going to a party. So I don't really know. Hey, Hoff, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll be back next Thursday, right?
Yep.
No reason we'll be back next Thursday?
Yep.
And we will talk about whatever happens between this week and next week, because that's
what we do, man.
what we do. On our road to winning that Golden Globe.
And
you
we're so close.
We're almost
inching
there.
our way there. Joe Rogan, this close.
Almost there. Y'all, thank you for watching. We will see you next week. Everything at SethandColby.com. Merch, social links, schedules, all that stuff. Appreciate you. Love you. We will see y'all next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
This is the Seth and Colby Show.